Hello and welcome back to bottom. My name is Beast. I'm too fucking high. Let's try it again. That sounded weird. Hello and welcome back to bottom. My name is Beast. So today we're back with Clockwork Ley-Line. I woke up 2 hours ago. I was supposed to immediately start recording, but then my fucking PC had its period. So here I sit, starting recording at midnight. So gonna keep this one straight. And also immediately gonna go down the line of choices that lead all the way to Muko's route. So now, right here, instead of grabbing Kotaro, we are chasing after Ushio. Muko! Rely on a faint voice and search for her. Seeing as how she's about to be dragged away, I reach for her extended hand, pull her towards me, and lift her onto my back. I'm struggling, Muko. Omura, are you okay? Hey! I do what I need to, kicking, stepping over, and shoving aside apparitions I didn't even know existed. Did we make it out? So I managed to escape, but where's everyone else? Setting Muko down and looking back, the stampede fades in the distance, and one of the others are nowhere to be found.
どうやらカラスマくんたちは押し流されてしまったようですね。
But hey, there's one advantage to me having started this so much later. You don't have to watch me eat because I didn't eat before I slept, and then I woke up at 10 p.m. very, very hungry. So I made myself more of the noodles. Anyways, guess we've got to follow him. What's wrong?
いえ、あまりにも扱いが存在だったので、君は私のことを置物か何かと勘違いしているのかと思っていたところです。
I'm terribly sorry about that. Should I have carried you in my arms like a princess instead?
誰がいつそんなことを言いました？
In any case, we set off aimlessly in order to try and figure out which way the apparitions went. Every so often we see the dreams of others appear and disappear. Wait, this should be where Umaru is supposed to fall into the spring. What the fuck happens here? This is really turning out to be a huge pain in the ass.
そうですね。現れる夢の数もとても多いですし、倒れた人間が全てこの夢の中にいるならば仕方のないことでしょう。
She glances around frequently, searching for clues of any sort. I follow her lead and do the same. Hey, what's that?
どれのことですか？
I point to a pile of large glass spheres. We cautiously make our way up to them, and upon closer inspection, they look like crystal balls. What are these? They tell our fortunes or something. I casually peer into one of them, and my face fills the ball. An instant flames erupt inside. I instinctively leap a few steps back.
古賀君、どうしたんです？
She asks me, looking surprised. She then sees the crystal ball filled with bright red flames. In any situation, she looks at me worriedly. I make that face. I can handle something at this level.
そうですか。
My voice is faltering a bit, but she doesn't say anything else out of consideration. Having her worry about me like this makes me feel uncomfortable.
この水晶玉は対象者がこれまでに見た夢などを映すのかもしれませんね。古賀君は少し下がってください。
She approaches the crystal ball, telling me that it'll be fine since she hasn't had any nightmares. This time her face appears in it. Her face appears in it. And then...
このような状況、全くもって不本意ですが。
Then get off me! Oh no! It's the fucking bonus story dream where she gets hit by the fucking arrow. So that cements it that's the canon. That's the canon. Like that is 100% irrefutable proof. Before this, it's been implications. Now, we have confirmation. They fucked. Every AHC past the first game, MC's got experience now. They get off me!
それは嫌。古賀君、君を見ていると胸が熱くなって、私。
You don't want to do this, right? It's because of the mist. Once you gain your senses, I can assure you, you're going to regret it, so stop it.
これ。
She's just mortified right now. Muko. What's with that outfit? Why didn't you change into
今日
it?
は泊まりになるかと思い、パジャマを持ってきていたのです。
Oh, I see. That's an expression I like. The game overlapped 2 soundtracks again. What? Muko lets out a completely unexpected cry. Are you okay, Muko?
待って待って待ってください。こっち来ないで頼むからお願いします。そこでそのままでいてください。本当に大丈夫ですから。
You sure don't look that way to me. You've completely gone pale.
大丈夫だと言ってるでしょ。失礼な。本当に来ないで。絶対に動かないで。
Okay. I'm not sure what's going on, but she seems desperate. It's probably best if I do what she says.
なんて夢をよりにいいよってこのタイミングで
She seems to have taken some inexplicable damage as she staggers away from the crystal ball. It must have been a very shocking image. I'm curious to be honest, but judging by her reaction, she'd be beyond mad and start crying if I went to go look, so I'll refrain. I suppress my curiosity and obey her wishes, but for some reason she looks displeased and glares at me.
何も見ませんでしたよね。何も聞いてませんよね。
I didn't. You were the one who told me not to move.
本当ですか？嘘はついていません。ちらっと何かの声も聞こえたりしてませんか？
Now you mention it, I did hear a high-pitched cry.
気のせいです。
Jesus Christ, she's dying. Are you okay? You really didn't hear anything. I really didn't hear anything clearly, so relax. I've never seen her this flustered before, which worries me. She panicked quite a bit when I went crazy from that mist, but this is something else. Wait, why am I making myself remember that? I'm getting all embarrassed now, so I look away. I'm remembering things I don't want to remember. The silence is deafening. Unable to bear the awkward atmosphere, I return back to face her. Hey, Muko, huh? You know where to be found. Hey, Muko, Omaru, Tsubaki, Sumi, Shizuka! Figured I might as well try calling out everyone's names as I walk around, but there's no response. We got separated just like that. What a fearsome world this is. Some lying on the ground ahead catches my eye. I hurriedly run up to it.
Little Kure. Yeah.
It's Omanu. Looks like he was flung out from the herd of monsters. Okay, now we reconvene. Then he falls into the lake, and then Muko finds Yamada. Since she's the one that found Yamada. He's dreaming within a dream, huh? Hey, wake up.
Michi? 無事だったの?
Don't worry, only took some points of psychic damage. I'm fine, but I'm not sure if you are.
大丈夫みたい。怖かった。牛尾さんは?
She was with me up until a little while ago, but we got separated. Let's go look for her.
わかった。
何かしらここ。次の選択肢に進みますか?
Now I remember when to get rid of the crystal ball that was... Oh, there we go. A park. Before I know it, I'm sitting by myself and I don't know the price. Now I remember I wanted to get rid of the crystal ball that was showing that ridiculous scene. I pulled it out and was looking for a place to throw it, but I got lost at some point. I'm no longer holding the crystal ball. I was panicking so much that my memories are fuzzy, but I remember dropping into a pond of some sort. Oh no! And then I ran into a random direction and now I'm here. Reprimanding myself for my rash actions, I get up and survey the vicinity.
公園のようですが、
次の選択肢に進みま
Can we go back to skipping? We can. Oh, Muko! Yeah. Yeet! it's the fucking yeet again. Oh, Muko. At that moment, Muko comes running up to us. Where have you been? I was shocked when you suddenly
下
disappeared.
級かつ迅速に済ませなければいけない案件があっただけです。それより、一体何をやってるんですか？
It's nothing. One would have gotten himself into some trouble.
君が偉いことにしていたように聞こえたのですが。
You're just imagining things. As I say that, I pick up the submerged and riding Omaru. Oh, glad. It's not a Oh, glad it's not a panda.
パンダ？
Picked one of random lady ducks on my side.
次の選択肢
Go
に
back to
進
skipping,
み
I
ま
guess.
すか
Here I am supposed to see... No, they have to be here.
次の選択
I
肢に
actually have to pick the right options this time, Yoshida Sawada.
次の選択肢に進み
If she's okay.
次の選択肢に進みますか
Reading so intently.
次の選択肢に進みますか
We'll help you look for her.
次の選
So
択
I
肢
did
に
pick
進
a
みま
lot
す
of the
か
options that are supposed to go towards Ushio already originally. Let's throw a party sometime.
次の選択肢に
The only
進みま
thing
す
I
か
think that I did wrong is tell her that she'll get fat from the fucking sweets because I'm a man that fucking revels in chaos.
次の選択肢に進み
I'm gonna take you there.
次の選択肢に進
I'm not gonna do anything.
次の選択肢に進スキップ次の選択肢に
Not skip mode. Hug Ushio.
次の選択肢に進み
Again, like, pretend to sniff Ushio is already, like, not that good of a choice. It's much easier to just fucking hug her. Here I'm supposed to say, Louis, think about Heidi's feelings.
次の選択肢に進みますか
And here it's used magic stone that Sumi has.
次の選択肢に進みますか
She's probably lonely though.
次の選択肢に進みます
What a nice doll. Hold on, what? Okay, I'm gonna save here real quick.
セーブメニュ
Because
ーです
according to this guide, I have to flip her
Save
skirt to
Save
get
Shimashita.
onto Ushio's route. So let me just cross-reference this real quick. Because I don't believe that. Clockwork Ley-Line, Daybreak of Remnants, Shadow, Guide. This guide also says flip her skirt. Apparently it is an essential, necessary step to flip her skirt in order to get the true ending. What the fuck? Why? That makes not a fucking shred of sense. I guess I will flip her skirt. However, I'm not giving you satisfaction. Flip her skirt. I guess a little bit further up.
次の選択肢に進
And then here it is supposed to be... as Flipper Skirt. There's Flipper Skirt. Was trying to contact the user.
ルイさんの魔力を吸おうとしたんじゃないのかな。
次の選択肢に
Then... Oh, alright then.
次の選択肢に
It's a robot!
次の選択肢に進み
Could have seen him. You couldn't seen him coming. Couldn't have seen it coming.
次の選択肢に進みますか？
これだけ大規模な魔術を動かす仕掛け。
There we
や
go.
っぱりおかしいわ。これだけ大規模な魔術を動かす仕掛け。一体どこにあるの？それに動力は一体どこから？
Now I'm gonna close this because I first will try to think what the answer could be and then check.
いや、マギエならばこの規模の魔術でも実行できる。
ではこの学園にいるということね。
ああ、そしてもちろん学園側もそれを知っている。
そうね。学園そのものが協力していなければ。いえ、学園側が主導でなければ不可能なはず。
これだけ複雑で繊細な魔術だ。機能機を作り出したものとも思えん。
いつから、そして何のために。こちらも慎重に調べる必要がありそうね。
Anyways, now that I've finished Fuito's route and adored her, time to not trust her a single fucking bit again. Because in my mind, Fuito route Fuito is different from main story Fuito. Main story Fuito, fucking sus as Oh, get out.
失礼します。特殊事案調査分室です。
Come out with your hands held up.
いやー、呼び立ててすまないね。
As we enter the principal's office, we see her sitting behind her usual massive desk with a huge smile on her face. We were suddenly called here in the middle of a lunch break. What does she need us for? Doesn't look like it's anything serious. I guess she's like this even when talking about serious matters. But we are still oblivious to why we are here. The principal starts talking, clearly in high
い
spirits.
つもご苦労様。君たちの働きには実に感謝しているよ。じー。まったくだね、二の舞くん。
で、ご用件は？
Muko tries to advance the conversation as the principal gets sidetracked by her Ermine. If she hadn't interrupted, we would have spent an eternity watching their incomprehensible exposition.
念のために聞くが、今現在ミスト絡みの騒ぎは起きていないね。
今のところは異常ありません。
There hasn't really been anything since the time you guys shrunk. It's been a few days since then, but luckily for us, it's been quite peaceful. Although it only feels like that, although it only feels like a temporary pause.
人が悪いな、古賀くん。いやいや、あの時は世話になった。じい、貴重な体験ではあったが、二の舞くんにも心配をかけてしまって怒られたよ。なあ、じい。気をつけるよ。悪かったな。
それで、ご用件はそれだけですか？
いや、まだ本題には全く入ってない。
Muko gives a deadpan expression with her mouth hanging open, but doesn't say a word. She's probably trying to swallow the complaint she had at the tip of her tongue.
で、なんなんです？そっちから聞いたってことはミスト絡みの事件じゃないんですね。
Murakuma seems to have lost his patience and tries to speed things up.
まだ何か起きたというわけではないのだよ。実はな、もうしばらくすると食の日というものが訪れるのだ。
Well, that sounds fucking ominous.
食の日？
Do we need to offer a sacrifice?
何の話だね。そんな物騒なことではないよ。
詳しく教えていただけますか？
その日は数年に一度訪れるのだが、魔術や魔術道具の力が非常に強まるのだよ。つまりミストの封印にも異常が生じやすくなる。十分気をつけてくれたまえ。
力が強まる？
ミストの封印が解けちゃったら暴走しやすくなるとか？
そういう可能性もあるかもしれん。
ちょっと待ってください。じゃあ時計塔のあの魔法陣もヤバいってことですか？
ああ、マギエ2人にはもう気をつけるようにと言ってあるよ。
つまりヤバいんですね。
いや、あの魔法陣は細心の注意を払って作られたものだから、そうそう暴走したりする危険はないさ。ただ学園内で最も強力な魔力の働く場所ではあるから、念のため気をつけるようにということだ。
ああ、本当に心配ないんですか？
彼女たち自身が素晴らしい魔力を持ったマギエだからね。信用したまえ。
はあ。
He still seems a bit uneasy, but he backs down for now. He gets super serious when it comes to his sister, huh?
ではその食の日の間は普段より厳重に警戒しておくべきということです。
I mean, considering that the man's took on the name and went in her stead, Kolga ain't much better.
そういうことだ。
That being said, myths are always appearing randomly. Even if she tells us to be alert, there's still no way to prevent them from leaving in the first place. I got a really bad feeling about all this.
今までが今までだけにね。
There's no way this is going to end well. As Umaru and I are whispering to each other, the principal smacks her palm with a fist as if she remembered something.
そうそう。古賀くんと村雲くん、君たちには他にも頼みたいことがあったんだ。
What is it?
俺たちだけですか？
君たちは放課後、礼拝堂へ来てくれたまえ。
Is it a duel? Why only us two? I am curious, so I would pick that. What's the answer? Why only us two? Why I am the fucking chattest among them.
力仕事なのだよ。獅子ヶ谷さんや烏丸くんに向いているとは思えない。
I see. Woman who looks disappointed but pretend not to notice.
それにだね、礼拝堂も他の場所よりは多少魔術的な場所なので、時期が時期だから一般生徒には頼みたくないのだ。
時期が時期というのはやはり先ほどの食の日のことですか？
そうだ。まだ数日あるから大丈夫だとは思うが、油断はしない方がいいと思ってな。
そういう理由でしたら特差分室で引き受けるのが無難でしょうね。
Not like we've got a choice.
わかりました。
よろしく頼む。あ、それと祭壇には触らないように。あれすっごい高いから壊さないでくれたまえ。
Got it. Considering my previous offense, I nod with all my might. I see, so that altar is expensive too. The altar's the second fucking piece of the barrier. If the altar breaks, the outer barrier breaks. I feel like. We leave the principal's office and leisurely walk down the hallway. Not much time left to eat lunch.
学食はもうすごい混んでそうだから、パンでも買って分室で食べる？
What's wrong, Muko? As we're chatting and walking, she suddenly stops and looks out towards the courtyard. Those two again. The pair who aren't wearing the school uniforms, Heidi and Louis.
何してんだ？時計塔なんか見上げて。
They seem to be discussing something. Heidi says something as she points up and the bottler nods, frowning as he answers.
また何か調べてるのかな。
そのようですね。
あんまり突っ込んだこと調べられるとまずいんじゃないのか？
This could end up turning into a lot of trouble for us. There's Tsubaki and Sumi acting as fuel for the spell that summons the Night Realm after all. Well, they're fine with it. Who knows what outsiders would think. If Dad managed to make her brother go berserk to a complete stranger, they'd probably be seen as sacrifices.
俺のことはいいんだよ。
一応警戒しておきましょう。
あのさ、あの人たちは食の日とか知ってるのかな。
Good question. Should we give them a stern warning so they don't do anything funny?
けど確かあいつら魔術の名家のやつなんだろ？知ってんじゃね？
知識はあるかもしれませんね。それなら無茶な真似はしないと思いますが。
Even if they know, just walk up to them. Daily eclipse is coming up. Magic's about to fucking go hog wild. So behave yourselves, please. We already have enough work on our plates.
それくらい知ってますって怒られそうな気もするね。
ひとまず様子を見ましょう。不穏なことを企んでいるなら正面から言ってもはぐらかされるだけでしょうから。
Yeah. We want to avoid carelessly giving them information, so our best bet is to see how they move first. We continue down the hallway while glancing at the two of them, who don't seem to have noticed us.
その可能性は高いな。
でもそうだとしたら彼らはどうなのかしら。徳さんには相談すべきだと思う。
正直危険かもしれないな。徳さも学園の機構の一つだ。完全に信用していいという根拠はまだない。
そうかしら。
確かに今までの奴らの言動を見る限りお人よしの集団という印象だがな。だからといっていざこちらが学園に対してこういう考えを持っていると知った場合、奴らが今まで通りの態度でいるかどうか。忘れるな、マギエとは何かを犠牲にして自分の願いを叶えるものだ。
そうね、分かったわ。このことはまだ誰にも言わない。
I feel like that. I feel like there really is something that we aren't being told about Magias. Magia are those who sacrifice something in order to grant their wishes. Does that mean that using their magic slowly but surely saps them of their life or something?
遅いぞ子が。
Exiting my classroom after class's end, I'm greeted by Murakumo. Tell that to our teacher he won't stop talking.
いいから早く来い。礼拝堂だ。
I know, I know. This character is the epitome of earnestness. Following the principal's instructions, we head to the chapel. Huh, Omaru? As you start walking, Omaru comes running up to us from behind.
なんだよ。お前は来なくていいって。
It's manual labor after all.
そうだけど俺も一応徳さだし、何の用事なのか気になるし。
そういえば内容まで聞いてなかったな。
What kind of manual labor would be needed at the chapel? As we'll find out soon enough. And then Omaru joins us and we set off as a party of 3.
「何してんですか、聖護院先輩。」
But entering the chapel, we see the disciplinary committee chairwoman Momo holding fast to a bench trying to drag it. However, it doesn't budge. She looks like she's playing tug of war with it, and her straining face is bright red.
あ、先輩。
大丈夫ですか？
The moment she notices us, her arms lose their strength and she falls on her behind.
痛った。ごめんね。
What were you trying to do?
ママも手伝えるかと思ったんだけど、全然無理だった。
手伝うって何をです？
実はモモが頼まれたのは伝言なの。学園長から床掃除をするから 椅子を全部壁際にどけておいてくれたまえ。
なんだその雑用。
確かに力仕事ですね。
椅子はこんなにあるし、手伝えないかなって思ったんだけど、
Sentiment's enough.
不甲斐ない先輩でごめんなさい。
いや、しょうがないですよ。カラスマも無理だろ。
Yeah, you head back to the bureau for now.
ごめんね、非力で。
Omar and Mom will leave the chapel dejected with shoulders
あ、そ
slumped.
うだ、もう一つ。学園長のお言葉なのです。
Momo turns around as if she's about to reach the door.
なんです？
今日は夜の生徒も礼拝堂の授業はないから、時間はたっぷりあるよ。頑張ってくれたまえ、はははは、とのことでした。では。
It's not as good as Ushio's imitation.
頑張ってね。
Wonder why I'm feeling totally unmotivated right now.
こんなところで気が合いたくないが、同感だ。
Planning isn't going to do us any good, so I reluctantly started moving the benches around. Fuck you, Michi. Fucking Kora, not Michi.
こんにちは。
Also, that's his name. He just walks up to one bench after the other. Well, time to move these. And starts moving them with like one fucking hand or something. While Shizuka just stands there like, what the fuck is he doing? Why the fuck is he doing it like that? I'm feeling a bit gloomy as I reach the bureau office. Inside there, I see that it's not just Ushio. Rakumo is here as well.
どう？飽きそう？
ダメです。
Oh no. Is our boy Omono finally gonna get hit with a miss?
何してるんですか？
Ushio plays the small jar of jam she was holding onto the desk and starts shaking her sore
蓋が
hand.
硬くて開かないのです。
ロシアンティー飲もうと思ってるのに。カラスマくんどう？
やってみます。
I place my hands on the jar, firing myself up to get over being told that I wouldn't be of any help with manual labor. I twist the lid with all my strength, but it doesn't move. My face flushes from the effort I exert. I had unwittingly held my breath and ended up losing my grip after running out of air and let go of the jar.
ダメか。
すみません。
仕方ないです。これはさすがに硬すぎです。
だよね。なんでこんなに硬いかな。
Murako pouts her lips as she raised the jar at eye level and stares intently at it.
頑張ってみよう。もう一回。
大丈夫ですか？
気合い気合い。
She desperately twists the lid with all her might. Her eyes are shut. I can tell that she's really putting every last ounce of strength into it.
この飽きなさい。
Pop.
なんか降ってきましたよ。
指輪ですね。
A ring with 3 red beads and fucking runic language in the middle of it. Throw it in the fucking vault. Throw it in the fucking vault before you do anything. Suddenly a ring falls flat on the center of the desk. The three of us almost simultaneously look up. As expected, there's nothing but the ceiling. Our eyes fall back to the desk. The ring is lying there.
まさかミスト？
嘘でしょ？ジャムの蓋で出てくるなんて気前良すぎだよ。
ですが、何もない空中から突然降ってくる指輪なんてミストだとしか。
ですよね。
私のせいかな。マギエって呼びやすいの？
一般の人より呼び寄せやすいのかもしれませんが、今は食の日というのが近いということも関係あるのでは。
ああ、 そういえばそうだったね。
出てきやすくなってるんですかね。
とにかく封印しましょう。私たちの目の前に出てきてくれたことはむしろ幸いでした。
ちょっと待って。
はい。
これで蓋開くかもしれないよね。
Don't cuss me! It will only go wrong!
まあ
ちょっと試させて。私だったら使った途端倒れる心配はないだろうし。
それはそうですが。
お願い。なんか違うものっぽかったらすぐ外すから。
そうですね。では念のためにリトさんに危険がないか聞いてきま
She's
すか
not gonna
ら
wait.
試すのはそれからにしてくだ
She's
さい。
not gonna wait. She gets up and leaves the office. She's going to confirm the details of the ring with Rito.
指にはめて使えばいいんだよね。
まだ触っちゃダメですよ。
わかってるわかってる。
お待たせしました。
Ushi returns a few minutes later. Her face doesn't exactly look green, so it's possible, so it's probably not a very dangerous mist.
どう？大丈夫そう？
ええ、魔力を込めないと動かないタイプのミストだそうですから、そこまで危険はないようです。
魔力ね。任せて。
If anything, wouldn't that make it a fucking issue if you provide it with too much mana? Since it's that type, it doesn't have a regulator to how much mana it drains automatically, so you can overload it probably. Murakumo picks up the ring without a hint of hesitation and puts it on one of her fingers. She takes a deep breath and one of the gems of the ring begins to glow. According to Rito, the mist makes you stronger in proportion to the amount of mana you provide it.
これで発動してるんですか？
1個しか光ってないけど大丈夫なのかな。
リトさんの話では込めた魔力によって光る石の数が増えるとのことですが、全部光らせるのは独力では至難の技だとか。
ってことは、もしかして他の人が横から魔力注いでもこの石光るの？
そのようです。指輪の力を使えるのは指輪をはめている人だけですが。
What should be like, hey yo, with this I can try and beat fucking Mitsuyoshi in an arm wrestling contest. And then she starts and he's just holding it there, I guess. As she's just like desperately trying to push. Not enough mana. Okay, more. Second beat starts glowing. She keeps pushing, still not enough. Fuck. Finally she's like, hey, fucking Tsubaki, help me please. Okay, I guess. Third beat starts glowing. She's still unable to.
ジャムの蓋くらいなら全部光らなくてもいけるんじゃないですか？
そうだね。じゃ、開けるよ
うわ、開いた。
The lid didn't budge at all before, but now a light twist was all it took.
おお、すごいすごい。
これミッチーがはめたらどうなっちゃうんだろう。
他の人の魔力でも OK なんだったら、私とか姫ちゃんが周りから魔力注いだらすごいことになるね。
加減できなくなって大惨事になりそうですが。
It was like this when he broke the statue. When he gets absorbed in something, his destructive power tends to increase.
そういえばみーくんとしーちゃんは？
礼拝堂です。学園長に床掃除するから長い椅子を壁際に寄せるように頼まれて。
へえ。
No. You got the jam jar open. It's time to seal it. Suddenly a mischievous smirk forms on Murakumo's
村
face.
雲さん？
手伝いに行こう。
村雲さん？
Without giving Ushio any time to stop her, she takes Kiyoyanis that she takes out the Kiyoyanis she wears around the neck. Damn, there are so many.
ぐだぐだ言ってねえで手を動かせってよ。
After starting the task, it turns out to be much more work than we expected. Because of how big these benches are, Murakumo and I are forced to cooperate and carry them from both ends.
ほら、次行くぞ。
Yeah, yeah.
やっほー、働いてる？
なんだかすみ、どうした？
Sumi appears through a door that materializes out of thin air. Fucking Ushio is very uncomfortable about the current situation. Seems that she came from the bureau office since Umaru and Muko following right behind her. Yet the fucking door showed her room. Weird. What's with the long face, Muko?
いえ、別に。
なんかあったのか？
手伝いに来たんだよ。
手伝い？無理だっての。この椅子俺ら二人がかりでやっとだぞ。
なら試してみる？
何よ。
ミー君、勝負だ。
Me. Sumi heads to the altar and places her elbow on it. No! 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 Stop right now, Sumi! Get away from that altar! He's gonna overestimate her fucking strength. Fucking smash the altar. Sumi heads to the altar and places her elbow on it.
腕相撲しよう。勝ったら手伝わせてもらうよ。
何言ってんだお前は。こいつのバカ力知らないのか？
いいからいいから。
Well, if that's what you want. Our opponent is a girl, so I'm scared that I might break her arm if I use my full strength. I'm thinking about restraining myself. As I'm thinking about restraining myself, I face the gung-ho Sumi in miniature posture.
審判やってよ。
いいけどよ。
Monakuma looks confused as I stand directly across from his sister and put her hand in mine.
行くぞ。よーい、スタート。
Okay. What? Never resisted all. The back of my hand strikes the top of the altar. Huh? What?
どうよ。
ね、いや、ちょっと待て。ふざけてんのかこが。
I'm not. This shouldn't be. Like she was really weak when I possessed her.
余計なこと思い出させんじゃねえ。
See me in a state of shock, Muko and Umaru avert their gazes as their shoulders tremble. They're laughing at me.
じゃあ片付けちゃおう。
She then proceeds to casually lift a bench with a single hand. What?
かすみ。
ここに積めばいいんだよね。
Sumi piles benches up like toy blocks, one after the other. The same ones that took us so much effort to move. Wallow in despair. Ah, yes, my favorite visual novel option. Catch depression. It has to be a mist. We know it's a mist. And the option is also, it has to be a mist. It's gotta be a mist. You're using one, aren't you? As I shout that out, Sumi playfully sticks out her tongue.
もうバレちゃったか。
ミスト？
実はそうなの。この指輪。
I see, that one makes sense. For a while, I felt that my pride was about to shatter from the results of the contest, but now I'm overcome with relief.
よくわかりましたね。
Looking at me, Muko says that with a hint of delight in her
実は
voice.
先ほどミストが降ってきまして。
ほら、この指輪に魔力込めるとすっごい力持ちになるの。
Huh, is that so? I'm starting to settle down and I stare intently on the ring at the ring on Sumi's finger. How did I not notice that during our arm wrestling match? Not to mention that Sumi normally doesn't wear rings either.
ミストならなんでとっとと封印しねえんだよ。
リトさんに確認したところ、さして危険はなさそうでしたので。
トクサがそんなんじゃダメだろ。頼むからとっとと封印してくれ。
しーちゃん、なんで涙目なの？
うわだ。
Sumi single-handedly lifts up her teary-eyed brother from behind and swings him around in the air.
おろせこら。
なんでそこまで動揺してるのよ。
羽が突然子がより怪力になったら動揺するわ。
変なの。
変じゃねえ。こんな姉やだろ普通。とっとと封印しろ。
片付けちゃってからの方が良くない？
Good point. Make it go a lot faster.
片付け終わるまでだからな。
Rockman was finally released and he mumbles that with his head down and a gloomy expression on his
椅子だ
face.
けでいいの？あれとかは？
The altar's expensive, so we're not supposed to touch it.
へえ、これ高いんだ。
Sumi casually places a hand on it, but due to the ring's effect, it shifts, making a
壊
noise.
すなよ。
ごめんごめん、戻す。
After hurriedly putting it back in place, we resume moving the rest of the benches.
失礼します。
The door bursts open and Heidi barges in. Oddly enough, the butler isn't with her. Heidi came in without any warning at all, so Sumi doesn't have time to conceal herself and simply stands stiff as a statue. Monokuma tries his best to stand in front of his sister to hide her, but it's a wasted effort. Damn, we let our guard down. The three of us exchange glances. The regular students are all back at their dorm, and it's too early for the night students to be here, so we didn't worry about them coming. Not like we would have thought that Heidi had something to do here at the
何か
chapel.
ご用ですか？
Muko steps forward and poses a question in an attempt to try and prevent Heidi from asking about Sumi. Heidi returns her gaze and responds with a grave expression.
大事なお話があります。
As she begins talking, we hear the footsteps of the butler running down the hallway towards us.
フラウ、その件はやめておくと。
でもやっぱりこのままでは何も進展がないわよ。
分かったと言ったはずですが。
あれから考え直したの。
I'm not sure what's going on, but they don't see eye to eye and start arguing. What should we do? Take that opportunity to go up to Muko and give her a signal with the corner of my eye. What excuse should we give them if they ask about Sumi? She's not wearing a uniform, so we can't pass her off as a student. She looks troubled, unable to come up with any brilliant ideas.
だからこの際聞いてみて。
お待ちを。
Forcibly interrupting her, Mrs. Persuading, Louis turns to look at us.
そちらの方は
His eyes are aimed directly at Sumi. He's way too sharp. I'm sure he didn't actually notice her at first, but instead sensed our anxiety and sniffed her out from there. Following her butler's line of sight, Heidi notices her as well.
こんにちは。
For now, Sumi gives a bow and greets
村
them.
雲くんのお姉さんです。
そうだよ。俺の姉貴。
お姉さん？卒業生なの？制服を着ていませんけれど。
いえ、生徒です。事情があって授業などには出ていませんが、特佐の協力者のような方です。
なるほど。それでもうじき夜になるのに校舎内にいらっしゃる。
そうそう、残っててもいいの。
Seeing her nod, Louis mutters, having confirmed something.
聞き覚えのある声ですね。最初にフラウが香水を振りまいた時、巻き込まれた人物の一人では。
ああ、そんなこともあったかな。あの時のいらしたかしら。
消去法でいくと、最初に私たちと廊下で対峙している時に空間に扉を開けたのは彼女ということになります。
タイミング OK？
先ほど村雲さんにメモを渡した時にお願いしたのです。数分後、ヤヌスの鍵を使い。
あ、そうだわ。確かに古賀はあの時誰かに送ってもらったように見えたもの。
あれは魔術ですか？あなたの能力ですか？それともミストの力ですか？
Sumi looks at us for help as she gets fiercely interrogated by the butler. What's up with him? His attitude was nothing like this before. Heidi too, but Louis seems to be getting increasingly cautious of us and growing distant. No, it's not caution. Doubt. Still can't make heads or tails of the situation, but his behavior is full of
な
suspicion.
んなんだよいきなり。てめえらには関係ないだろそんな。
Murakuma snaps, irritated, but appears drastic change in character in the way they're treating Sumi. Heidi's gaze turns menacingly cold in
それは
response.
答えられないということかしら。
Okay, hold it. What's going on? The strange atmosphere urges me to interject. You two are acting really fucking weird today.
それは
Heidi quickly reverts to her normal self and stumbles over her words, bewildered.
フラウ、不用意なことはおっしゃいませんように。
でも
わざわざこちらの手の内を晒す気ですか？
Butler continues to say even more ominous things, but it seems that Heidi shares his opinion and says not a peep more. What's going on? Did something happen?
先ほど大事なお話があると言われていましたが。
あるわ。
Suppressing her hesitation, she looks at me and Muko straight in the eyes.
一つ 聞きたいことがあるの。
What is
ド
it?
クサは学園のために働いているの？
Butler scowls at his lady's question and clicks his tongue, almost as if he's saying that there were better ways to phrase the question. That's, well, I guess so. Especially in my case, I can't deny that when I was thrown into his group after breaking the
その
statue.
通りですが、何か？
It was a good fucking ass CG. Muko confirms that Nomoru and Murakumo both nod their heads in
では
consent.
もう一つだけ。それが誰かの犠牲が必要なことでも。
You can tell that Murakumo swallowed the words that he was about to say. Omano also taken aback, but everything's written on his face. He's referring to Sumi and Tsubaki. Judged by the reactions, Murakumo and Omano definitely took it as such. I rapidly exchanged glances with Muko. Yeah, we can't exactly tell them about the whole scapegoat
犠
thing.
牲とは何です？
Could you give us an example?
後ろのお二人には心当たりがありそうですが。
I knew playing dumb wasn't gonna get us anywhere. However, we can't start following now. We have to keep straight
あなたた
faces.
ちは全部知っていて見ないふりをしているということ？
Her voice becomes harsh as her expression grows gradually
どうなの？
sadder.
後ろの人たちも。
何のことをおっしゃっているのか、私たちには分かりません。
Muko intervenes as Heidi tries to press us for
それに
information.
この学園にはこの学園の事情があります。学園の一員としてそれを外部の人間には漏らせないということは察していただけると思いますが。
Blood rushes to Heidi's face once Muko finishes his sentence.
見損なったわ。よくわかりました。あなたたちが敵だということが。
Saying that, she turns around and leaves the chapel with loud thudding
し
steps.
かも最低の敵だな。
Louis follows behind her, muttering under his breath, unwilling to even take another look at us.
なんなんだ。いつの間に霞たちのことバレてたんだ。
そう。
けどなんであんな剣幕で。
Well, they probably think that the scapegoat system is inhumane.
仕事してるだけなんだけどな。
What should we do?
ひとまずここを片付けて夜が来る前に引き上げましょう。
そっか。片付け途中だったね。
Once night falls, even if there aren't any classes here, a student might still come to take a peek. You rush to move the rest of the benches and return to the bureau office using Sumi's key of Giannis.
はあ、ごめんね。ぼーっとしてて見つかっちゃって。
いえ、おそらくあの態度からして村雲さんを見つける前から何らかの疑いは持っていたと思われます。
This entire situation would have immediately been resolved if they just corrected her like sacrifice. Certainly not. Because the issue is that they do not have completed information. For all they know, Magia are being drained of their magic to keep up the spell. They do not know it is voluntary, and they do not know that the magic required isn't bad enough to be detrimental to the Magia's health. As far as they know. However, I already feel like there's more to Magia than we know at the point where casting the magic or using your magic in such massive bursts is actually detrimental to health. Maybe it's a case of with the amount of magic a Magia has, drawing on that reservoir also draws away some of the life or something. It's a case of the pool of magic is so great that you cannot open the sluice to let out some without something else coming along because of the flood, essentially.
そうだね。ハイジさん、飛び込んできた時からなんかいつもと違ってたし。
スケープゴートの存在に気づいて問い詰めに来たってことかな。
そう見えましたね。
It just so happened that Sumi was there with us, so everything came more heated, huh? Became more heated.
誤解なんだけどな。怒られるようなことしてないし。
けどあの様子じゃ今なんか話そうとしても聞く耳持ってなさ
Here's
そう
the
だぞ。
thing, they might listen to Sumi though. Because even they should realize at this point that she is the scapegoat. So even just going there, hey, we noticed that you figured that shit out, so I just came to fucking offer up some information. This is a voluntary thing. Yeah, Heidi is one thing, but even Louis was hostile to us. He's supposed to be the breaks in the relationship, so there's really nothing we can do now.
とりあえずミストは封印しておきましょう。村雲さん、指輪を。
あ、そっか。はい。
She takes off the ring and hands it to Muko. It's sealed in the blink of an eye with the swift application of a
これで
talisman.
ミストの方はひとまず大丈夫ですが。
The main problem is though still we can't talk to them, and I'm scared of leaving them alone.
そういえば昼間見かけた時は結局何を話してたんだろうね。
Probably their theories. Honest to God, at this point, just go up to the fucking... Like, logically speaking, at this point, you would go up to the fucking prince and be like, hey, your two visitors have fucking figured out a large part of the scapegoat thing. So, at this point, if we do not tell them, they are likely to think of this as some inhumane thing and will just cause trouble. So, I would personally suggest we tell them at this point. Since that would be the smart thing to do to make sure that they do not fuck up everything. You know?
何してんだ時あ、そういや時計塔見てたな。
時計塔？だったら入り口探してたんじゃない？あそこ普通に入れる入り口ないから校内うろうろしてたら変だって話になるかも。
入り口ですか。
あれに執着されんのはまずいだろ。時計塔には例の魔法陣へ通じてる扉があるんだから。
非常に困りますね。夜の世界を召喚している魔術装置そのものですから。
でも普通の入り口がないなら入り込まれる心配はないんじゃないですか？
There's no official entrance, however they can easily make one.
いえ。
Muko shakes her head with a serious expression on her face.
そうでもないかもしれません。
本当に見損なったわ。あんな人たちだったなんて。頭も切れるようだし、これまでの騒ぎもきちんと解決してたし、信用しても大丈夫かもって思ってたのに。
それよりお前の軽率な質問のせいで学園側に情報が漏れたぞ。俺が学園側の人間なら実力行使含め何かしらの手は確実に打つ。状況はあまり芳しくない。ここは敵地のど真ん中だ。
分かってるわよ。
分かっている人間の行動だったとは思えんな。
悪かったわよ。もうちょっと遠回しに聞くつもりだったのよ。
できないことを無理にするな。さて、揉めてる場合じゃないぞ。名誉あるバインベルガー家の当主としてはどうするべきだと思う？
おばあ様が信じて我が家の秘宝を託した学園なのよ、ここは。
まあ同感だが。
そうでしょ？
だが本当に危ないと思ったらその時はここから脱出する。本家の秩序を絶やすわけにはいかない。
それは分かっているけど。
分かってるならいいが、ではこれからどうする？
どうって、そうね、証拠が足りないわ。簡単にははぐらかせないくらいの。
そうだな。あれだけ大きな魔術ならどこかにそれなりの大仕掛けがあるはずだ。
その仕掛けを探しましょう。ついでに仕掛けを破壊できそうなら
破壊もしてしまいたいところよね。
That's the issue. They a bit too direct. They do not know everything. They only have assumptions thus far. Yet they sit there like, we find the thing, we destroy it.
破壊か。魔術の規模からして難しいかもしれんが。
でもやるしかないわ。
それでどこにその仕掛けがあると思う？
やっぱりあそこが怪しいでしょ。
いや、
茶化さないで。同意見ってことでいいのね。
あれ以上怪しい場所はないからな。
そうよね。入り口がどこにも見当たらないなんて。
魔術的に隠されているのかもしれんが、発見は困難だろうな。
そうね。直接侵入するのは無理よね。
いや、一つだけあるにはある。
どういうこと？
そうでもないってなんだよ。入り口ねえんだから。
Davlumano and Murakumo shower Muka with questions.
普通入り口とは認識しないでしょうが、彼女らはあまり手段を選ばない性格のようですので、一つだけ時計塔内部に入れるように見える箇所があります。
内部に入れるように。
You mean entering from the face of the clock? What says? No, from the belfry. And from the belfry.
そうです。
鐘の周りの空いてるとこから入るってことかよ。
Realistically, though, they likely shut that one as well. Like, the area may be open, but they probably shut the entrance to it.
そんな無茶な。
しかも空いてるったって鐘のとこ入れるだけでと。
ないよ。鐘のそばに行けるだけ。
ですが、彼女たちはそこまで知らないでしょう。
That's true, meaning that they'll take the chance to do something
本
reckless.
当に暴挙だよ。あそこまでよじ登るだけでもすごい危ないよ。
なあ、これ風紀にも相談しとくべきじゃねえか。
そうですね。警戒を促して協力してもらった方がいいかもしれません。
Won't be too conspicuous in the daytime, so they probably do it when it's dark out.
もう夜になるよ。
私そろそろ姫ちゃんを迎えに行かなきゃ。
言ってください。ミブさんにも知らせておいてください。
わかった。じゃあね。
She hurriedly uses her key and disappears through the door that peers.
私たちは風紀委員に知らせに行きますよ。
ああ、もうみんな校内見回ってるはずだ。
We stand up and exit the bureau. Shortly after, the bell signaling the arrival of night chimes.
ああ、いたいた。
Thinking that talking to the boss would be fastest and going off of Monaco's memory of patrol rotation, you look for the chairwoman and find her in the quad. Momo appears to be taking a break seated on a bench, but she springs right up when she sees us running up to her.
わかってます。急いで知らせたいことがありまして。
何かあった？また変なミスト出た？
いえ、違います。例の学園長のお客様の件です。
香水の。
Her face goes stiff, probably because she recalled the scene of her disciplinary committee members going down one by one after being
あ
sprayed.
の人たち、まだ何かやらかしちゃってくれてるの？
やらかしかねないから知らせに来たんです。
時計塔への侵入を企てている恐れがあります。
時計
どうもこの学園に対して何らかの疑いを持ってしまっているようなのです。そして入り口の見当たらない時計塔に目をつけている節があります。
とんでもない。ダメです。お客様といえども時計塔に入ろうだなんて。あ、でも侵入も何も入りようがないのでは？
いえ、開いています。
She points at the clock tower. Momo looks in that direction, puzzled. Her jaw drops the moment her eyes focus on the belfry of the house of the bell dangling in the middle of it.
まさか。確 に空いてますけれど。
一見入れるように見えるでしょう。
そうか。入れちゃうと思っちゃうかも。でもダメ。もちろんダメ。不法侵入なのもだけど、あの塔を外から登るなんて危険すぎるよ。
それで警戒した方がいいかと。
そうだね。
他の風紀委員どこらにいます？俺も今のシフトを完全には覚えてないんです。
じゃあ教えるから知らせてきて。ルートは A の101だから一班とご飯が。
101ですか。ならわかります。
What's that supposed to be?
巡回ルートはいくつかのパターンがあるんだ。 A の101ならどの班がどう動いてるか覚えてる。
さすが村雲、優秀だ。なんでやめちゃったの？
すいません。
その件は後でお願いします。それで報告は何と？
ごめん。指示はいっぺんに出した方が早いから、一旦風紀委員室に全員集合にしといて。
わかりました。
モモは念のため学園長に報告してくる。それじゃ。
Momo gallantly dashes off. However, she was too hasty and trips over her legs, causing her to fall face first into the
先
ground.
輩
How'd you trip so quickly?
大丈夫ですか？すごい音しましたけど。
立てますか？
Here, grab on. Malcolm and I grab her from either side and help her up. She's a bit unsteady and her body is still shaking from the impact. Should we carry you to the principal's office?
一人で頑張る。
Saying that, with tears in her eyes, she walks off unsteadily.
大丈夫かな？
心配ですが、ひとまず風紀委員を集めるのに人手がいりますから。
Honestly, you should probably also station at least one person at the clock tower in case they go there while the disciplinary committee is back in the disciplinary committee office to get the orders.
ああ、そうだな。ルート説明するから手分けしていこうぜ。
After listening to his explanation, we go our separate ways to round up the disciplinary committee members. And then, under the chairwoman Momo's command, we end up cooperating with them in keeping a lookout on the clock tower. Moko and I hide ourselves in a quad, constantly watching the
そ
clock
ろそろ
tower.
夜の授業が終わりかな。
Momo whispers that from nearby, and we hear the sound of the bell. The signal that classes are over. Shortly afterwards, the sound of night students emptying into the hallways fills our ears. They're not
空
coming.
振りでしょうか。
Night students have all returned to their dorms, and silence has returned. Still no movement from the clock tower.
どうしようか。動きなさそうだね。
そうですね。申し訳ありません。見込み違いのようです。
Sorry for dragging you into
そんな
this.
ことはないない。
She waves her hand in front of her chest as we bow our heads in shame.
見張られてるのに気づいて侵入を取りやめたのかもしれないしね。
それはそうですが。
It'll leave a sour taste in our mouth considering how many disciplinary committee members that we involved.
ダメだよ。遠慮はなし。迷惑かけちゃうとか考えて声かけてくれないのは一番ダメなんだからね。こっちだってミストが出たらお手上げで特査の協力が必要なんだから、手伝える時くらい借り返させてくれないと。
はい。
She forces a smile and nods. Even Moko can't help but honestly accept when Momo insists.
いつでも協力するからね。子ガモだよ。
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm in the same boat as Muko. Momo truly is a great person. No wonder Tsubaki and Marako will respect her so
それ
much.
じゃ張り込みはここまでにしようか。そろそろみんなも休まないと。
Yeah. Momo sends out an order to the nearby disciplinary committee members, having them spread the word. Meanwhile, Muko looks around the campus at night and then looks up at the sky, deep in thought. Something on your mind?
いえ
She gives an evasive answer, but I've got a pretty good idea what she's thinking about. There's no way those two are going to sit still. It'll be a competition to see who can read the other's mind. The one who lets their guard down will be beaten to the chase. Things are going to be tense. Lookout day 1. The next day, we all continue to lay low and keep a lookout on the clock tower, but it doesn't seem like they're making any movements. Simply watch the moon travel through the still night sky beyond the clock tower. These things always feel like they're taking excruciatingly long time.
何も変化がありませんからね。
It's not often that I see Muko sighing and sounding tired. The only variation that we had was when night students were still here, and we had to hold our breaths during their breaks so that we wouldn't be found. Night students already went home ages ago. That's how quiet it gets when the place is
だ
deserted.
からこそ相手にとっては今の時間が一番行動しやすいはずです。
I know, if they haven't picked up on us keeping watch, then they'll think that there's nobody. It's just the two of us. The chances of them noticing are slim to none.
すぐ近くには村雲くんたちもいますが。
That's out of our field of view. We made sure that we wouldn't be able to see each other when we hid.
分かってます。
So what are you so worried
何が
about?
ですか？
Well, you suddenly brought up Warakumo.
君が見張ってるのが私たち二人だけしかいないよ。
It's not like I forgot about them or anything. It's just that we're alone together.
分
And
かっています。
for some reason, she cuts my sentence with a monotone voice. Come on now, it's too late to be conscious about that.
何がですか？
We talked about this. 3 people would be too big of a group and easy to notice, so we settled for pairs.
その通りですが、それが何です？
So you knew that we'd be alone together from the start.
それが何です？
I'm saying not to be so concerned about it. Now you're making me feel uneasy.
気になどしていません。
And explain your weird reaction earlier.
そこだけ強調したのは君の方でしょ？
I'm not hung up on it. Making it sound like I'm bothered by us being alone together.
声を落としてください。
You shouted first.
叫んでません。大声じゃなかったでしょ？
If anyone were nearby, they definitely would have heard.
君こそもっと意識してください。
That was a weird way of phrasing it.
声の大きさをという意味です。
It's not like I'm completely unaware.
何を言ってるんですか君は。
I have enough common sense as a man to know that I can't reveal their presence in a situation like this.
だから別にそういう意味ではなく、単に声の大きさの話をしているだけであって、君の内心。
しがたに先輩。
Huh? Soft voice calls out to Muko, coming from a disciplinary committee member running up to us. Muko freezes up mid-sentence, but she quickly pulls herself together.
なんでしょう。
はい。委員長が時間も時間なので、そろそろ朝晩と交代して休まれてはと。
I see, it's already that late,
わ
huh?
かりました。そうしましょうと、正吾院先輩にお伝えください。
はい、了解しました。それでは。
Thankfully, it seems that she didn't notice anything. She gives a bow and leaves.
明日からは少し考えなければいけませんね。
Now, you want to include Omaru and make us a group of 3?
そこから離れてください。全員で見張り続けるのは効率が悪いのではないかということです。
Ah, our stamina won't hold at this rate.
もう少し交代で休憩を入れながらにするべきかもしれません。
Yeah. I feel like she really tried to change the topic there, but if I point that out, she'll probably explode, so I pretend not to notice. In the end, after some discussion, it was decided that as members of the Bureau would have a rotation in order to give ourselves breaks starting tomorrow. Lookout day 2. Why are we still here? Just to suffer. The next day, my shift is at night, so now I'm in the bureau office with a lot of free time. I'll be have to wake up if I fall asleep, but I should probably get some shut-eye. What should I do? I cross my arms on top of the desk, rest my chin on them and space out. It's that Sumi. You hear the sound of a door unlocking coming from a random direction. Thinking that it's the key of Yana said, look in that direction. And sure enough, there is a floating door there. Yo, Sumi knew it was you.
こんにちは。あれ？みーくん一人？しんちゃんは？
So surprised that there's no Sumi around. He came here to look for Shizuka. He's got the early shift for keeping watch today.
なんだ、しんちゃんもなの？姫ちゃんもだよね。
Yeah, they're together. Oh, I guess that leaves you with nothing to
そう
do.
だよ。どうしようかな。
Well, once it's time for you and Tsubaki to do your job, and she'll be back, so why not stay here until
いい
then?
の？みーくん休憩中でしょ？
Which is why I'm bored too.
そっか。じゃあお茶しよう。
She grins happily and starts making tea without any reservations.
ダージリンでいい？
Yeah, sure. You're supposed to be our guest, so sorry for making you do
い
this.
いのいいの。私紅茶好きだから入れるのも好きなんだ。
She starts humming as she prepares the cups. She's already memorized which cup is whose. Sumi, you've got a good
そう
memory.
かな。
And yet it's such a waste since you don't attend classes.
テストもないのは楽だよ。
Ugh, I envy
そ
you.
れに今のこの仕事結構好きなんだ。姫ちゃんも一緒にやってくれるようになったからっていうのもあるけどね。
See, she really doesn't seem troubled at all by having to be a scapegoat. Say, have you been able to use that power since you were
う
little?
学園に来るまではよくわかんないから意識して使わないようにしてたかな。
You were able to control it then.
そういうことになるのかな。どう使っていいかわかんないからほっといただけって感じなんだけどね。
She gives an embarrassed smile, but to me that smile is brilliant. Ichigo was never able to ignore it, and it kept growing out of control. What's the difference between them? If we can figure out the trick to properly controlling it.
紅茶入ったよ。
Oh, while I was stuck in my thoughts, Sumi brings over the freshly brewed tea. She then sits directly across
み
from
ー
me.
くんって魔術に興味あるの？
は
徳さんにも学園長に強引に放り込まれたとかって聞いたからあんまり興味はないのかと思ってたよ。
It's not that I'm not interested. It's like I don't understand
ま
it.
あね。私もマギエだとか言われてもちゃんと理解できてるかって言われたらまだまだ怪しいしね。
But yet, does that mean you're studying it?
やっぱり自分の力のことだしちゃんと理解しときたいとは思ってるよ。だからちょっとずつ本読んだり姫ちゃんと話し合ったりはしてる。
You see, you're so admirable.
やだな。改めてそんな風に言われたら照れくさいよ。
I just had a random theory. What if the reason why the MC has little resistance but also little mana is because since the incident where his family, except for Michiru, died, he's constantly subconsciously using his magic, and that's what is causing the immense amount of strength he has. His magic is physical enhancement or something like that. And so him constantly evoking his magic gives the illusion of him having the sickness that his muscles constantly develop themselves, even if he isn't doing anything. Because it's just constantly active. And that would also explain why the discrepancy exists between his magic and his resistance. Because we know magic and magic resistance are inversely related. The more magic you have, the less resistance you have. And the more resistance you have, the less magic you have. So this would explain it. He had a good amount of he had a really good amount of magic, but is constantly being used up by his magic. Even without him knowing. I think I like this theory. The face becomes tinged in red as she shakes her hands in front of her
ただ
face.
でさえしーちゃん以外の男の子とじっくり話したことないからドキドキするのに。
Huh? Is that so? Just casually said something amazing, but she's been trying to act normal and drink tea with a smile on her face. You don't look nervous to me at all.
そう？もっともじもじした方がいい？
Nah, please don't. That wouldn't be good for me.
それもちょっと見てみたいな。
Sumi!
だってしーちゃんはもう見慣れてるから新鮮さがないんだよ。
Your twin, so of course you're used to. When he's still troubled by you.
甘えると困った顔するよ。
Well, I guess I can understand. If you get spoiled by someone like Sumi, there aren't many men out there who could just brush it off. But considering it's her brother we're talking about, I'd expect him to be one of those few people.
ああ、もうそろそろ夜だね。私行かないと。
Oh, so it is. Thanks for the
いえ
tea.
いえ、どういたしまして。それじゃ、しーちゃんによろしくね。
Will do. See you later. Sumi leaves with the key of Giannis the same way she arrived. She sure is a strong girl. Even though she was born with some strange power she knows nothing about, she's facing it head on. Wonder if Malakmo ever feels pressured by that energy. Lookout day 3. It's recess, so to stand up at my desk, letting out a big yawn. I haven't gotten much sleep these past 2 days, so it's only natural.
眠そうだね、子が。
Yeah, I bet.
寝不足なの？ドクサさん、何か忙しいの？
Nah, not in particular. We obviously can't tell the regular students that there's be our troublemakers that want to climb the clock tower. Especially Kurodani. Knowing her, she'd definitely want to join in on the stakeout.
だったらさ、前に一度みんなで遊ぼうとか言ってたあれ。今なら大丈夫なの？
Huh? Oh, sure, I'm free after classes today. After night shift today. In other words, I've got nothing to do once classes are
そっ
over.
か、チャンスなんだね。ドクサのみんないつも何か忙しそうだったもんね。何する？寮に戻るまでの時間じゃ大したことできないけど。お茶会とか？
Tea party.
寮じゃなくてお庭で？あ、いいじゃない。寮ならいつでもできるもんね。
So because these two go straight to the dorms after school, they can't leave. They haven't been able to have tea outside before.
じゃあ、お菓子とか持ってきて、放課後中庭でお茶会にしよう。
Quad, okay.
決まり。
We finally has our plan and the bell signaling the resumption of classes chimes soon after. After school, I head to the quad as promised. Yoshida and Kurodani said that they were going to buy snacks and fly out of the classroom. Maybe they're already there. Huh?
古賀くん。
As I'm walking leisurely, I see Yoshida standing there alone, looking bored. Where's Kurodani?
それが、まやちゃん先生に捕まっちゃって。
Wow, didn't expect
お
that.
菓子は預かってきたけど、どうしよう。
Wouldn't feel right to eat them without her. Or we can save them for another
そう
day.
だよね。じゃあ残念だけど、お茶会は延期だね。
Anytime works
け
for
ど
me.、
ドクサさんっていつ忙しくなるかわかんないんでしょ？
That's true. I'm normally free as long as there aren't any rampaging mists, but with that rich girl and her
大
butler
変
here.
だよね。風紀委員さんもいるけど、ドクサさんって3人だけだし。今は4人だっけ？
We hired an errand boy.
はあ、古賀くん、先輩のことからかいす
You're laughing too, aren't you?
ぎだよ。だって、古賀くんと村雲先輩も結構いいコンビだなって。
How?
割と息合ってるように見えるよ。
Again, how?
ね、多分ね、喧嘩するほど仲がいいっていうやつ？
So that's how we're seen by others, huh? Just now I seriously considered putting an end to my teasing him.
で いうか、古賀くんって基本的にそうだよね。マルくんのこともよくからかってるし。でも、不思議と怖くないよね。私、同年代の男の子って、実はちょっと苦手なんだけど、古賀くんってなんか喋りやすいんだよ。
Boy your age. Is that so? Maybe that's because I'm not actually your age. I struggled to keep my composure as I felt the chill inside me.
なんでだろう。やっぱりいざとなったら頼もしそうだからかな。
My strength is all I've got going for
無
me.
駄じゃないよ。マル君に聞いたけど、最初に会った時も窓から落っこちたのを助けてくれたんでしょ？
That was more of an unfortunate accident. So much happened as a result of that I don't really want to recall that incident.
なんか壊しちゃったんだっけ？ごめんごめん。
My face betrays my thoughts and Yoshida places her hands together and shrinks back. Nah, it's not a big deal. If anything, I should be the one apologizing. If I didn't break the statue, a mess wouldn't be appearing as easily. Yoshida wouldn't have gotten involved that time.
むしろ？
Not mind. Yoshida, have you been sleeping well lately?
私？うん、寝てるよ。
Haven't seen any weird dreams?
うん、大丈夫だよ。やっぱり、何かあったんだよね。私よく覚えてないんだけど。
It's okay, it's not important. Shoot, I forgot that Yoshida barely remembers anything after waking up from the dream world.
わかってるよ。だって、マル君もなんだか心配そうな顔してたし。
See, tends to show his emotions a lot.
古賀君もだよ。
What?
顔には出てなかったけど、マーヤちゃんから聞いたよ。私のこと心配してくれてたって。
I do remember talking to Korodani about something like this.
何があったか覚えてないけど、みんなが心配してくれたってことは知ってるよ。ありがとう。
As long as you're happy.
大丈夫。元気だよ。
If you want to ask about it, huh? Should be considered since we're not saying anything.
下校時刻になりました。
帰らなきゃ。
Yoshida?
大丈夫だよ。
は？
これと同じなんでしょ？放課後は寮に帰らなきゃいけないのと。校則はちゃんと守るよ。だから聞かない。
Alright.
お仕事頑張ってね。
Thanks.
じゃあね。
She waves her hand and jogs towards the dorms. One earnest girl. I'm sure she realized that asking us about it would only cause us trouble. It's not just us helping out the regular students. They're supporting us too. Look out day 4. While I did go back to my room to sleep, I'm still sleep deprived. I'm able to get a bit of rest here and there due to our shifts, but
古賀くん、こんにちは。
Oh hey. Seems that she saw me yawning since she cheerfully smiles as she greets
今日
me.
はお一人なんですね。
Yeah. Someone said that he wasn't going to stay in his classroom in the afternoon in order to conserve his energy. Everyone else is doing something similar.
また何かあったんですか？
No, there's not much going on. What about you? Anything strange happen?
はい、大丈夫です。とっても平和ですよ。
It's a calm answer. So as to not worry me.
本当ですよ。
Because of my silence, she tilts her head worriedly and follows up with that. Sorry, no. I didn't mean to make you worry about
そん
that.
な古賀くんが謝ることじゃないです。私が迷惑かけちゃったんですから。
Stop. Don't think of it as an annoyance at all. All the things that schools collecting are like that, and they'll appear regardless of what we think. There's no need for you to feel guilty about it.
はい、ありがとう。
She gives a gentle smile, reminiscing of blooming flowers. She's able to smile like this. I think it's safe to say that she's fully recovered.
でも私、 少しだけ良かったなって思ってるんです。あのトランクが出てきて、自分に足りないものが分かったから。勇気です。私はピーちゃんがいなくなった悲しみを背負っていくこととか、一人で生きていくことから逃げてたんです。それは私に勇気がなかったからです。だからそれが分かったことはあの出来事のおかげだし、それだけは良かったかなって。こんなこと言っちゃダメなのかな。みんなに心配かけちゃったのに。
No, I'm sure that's fine. Everyone's glad that you've got your energy back.
そう言ってもらえると嬉しいです。本当にみんな優しいから。
Heidi's glad too. So it's gotten in the way.
ごめんなさい、話し込んじゃって。
No worries. I'm free right now anyways.
ありがとう。それじゃあ皆さんによろしく。
Will do. See you later. She gives a polite bow and heads off. Looks like she'd be just fine now. Her dignified back looks fully capable of supporting her sadness and all her other feelings. Lookout Day 5.
ミッチー、起きてる？
Yeah.
思いっきり声寝起きじゃん。
It's all good. I'm up. I was lying down on the floor of the bureau, and it seems that I fell asleep at some point. But as a result, I feel almost completely refreshed. Already time up.
大丈夫？
I'm not that weak of a guy. Let's go.
牛尾さん待ってるから静かに来てくれって。
I'm not planning on taking a break.
なんか今日は特別警戒しないとダメだって言ってたよ。
Must have a real if she said
うんう
that.
ん、そうだね。
Why do you look so happy?
いやー、信頼関係って大事だよね。
Oh, shut up. Let's get moving.
照れなくてもいいのに。
Looking at the cheerful old mother from the corner of my eye, I exit the bureau office at a brisk pace. Still really want to see the actual Michiru. I'm curious. The realm at night. Classes are now in session, so the areas outside are silent. A moon so thin that it's barely visible peeks out from behind the drifting clouds.
やはりこちらでしたか。
Words that Mook would cast into silence cause the two silhouettes to stop in their tracks.
里いな。
Turning around, Louis steps out in front of Heidi. They don't look the least bit panicked.
今日は新月なので、暗闇に紛れて実行するなら今日に違いないと思ってました。
この場所まで？
Heidi asks Mooker in a somewhat annoyed voice compared to her
校舎の
butler.
一番下から永遠と壁を登るのは無茶でしょう。校舎内のどこかから行こうとするのではと考えました。ならばひとまず時計塔のよく見えるこの辺りに来るのではないかと。
そこまでして隠そうとするなんて。
As if to interrupt Mooker, Heidi yells sharply and removes a perfume bottle from her
何
pocket.
かあるのね。やっぱりそこをどきなさい。
We can't do that. We seal ourselves as well, keeping an eye on the perfume.
怪しいですと言っているようなものです
I'm
ね
going。to stab you. Stupid fucking...
なんとでも言え。てめえらの好きにさせるわけにはいかねえんだよ。
動きを見抜かれたのですから、この場はそちらの負けですよ。
それはどうでしょう。
止められるものなら止めてみなさいな。
They have no intention of retreating. We edge closer to each other, closing the gap between us. Momo yells out to both of our parties as she comes running this way with Tsubaki.
工作違反です。いくらお客様でも見過ごせません。
それに危険すぎる。こんなところを登ろうだなんて。
そうです、危険すぎます。やめてください。来ないでと言ってるでしょ。モモは止めに来たのです。やめてお願い。 その
Heidi turns a perfume bottle on Momo, who was poised to make a leap at them.
危ない。
Tsubaki, a short distance behind Momo, pulls her back, and she manages to evade the attack. She's serious. We're all shocked that she didn't hesitate at all with her attack. Especially Omoru, who was holding his breath and is frozen stiff. Why are you being so aggressive?
さあ、どいていただけます？
Showing a deaf ear, she ignores my question and points the perfume bottle our
少
way.
々多勢に無勢では。
そうです。この渡り廊下の周辺にも風紀委員たちが集結しているのです。甘く見てもらっては困ります。
そちらこそ自分たちが無謀な真似をしていることに気づくべきでは。
They're not backing down. This time they're determined to get through. We have to prepare for a fight too. Clench my fist and concentrate on figuring out how to dodge the perfume.
いやーいやー、そんな危険なところを通ることはないよ、お客人。
I thought my knees were gonna give.
学園長
The tension of my body gets shattered to smithereens as the principal walks out with her usual mood and laughter. Monaku, Momoku, and I, and even Momo and Tsubaki are staring at the principal with utter
壁
disbelief.
を登るだなんてデンジャラスな真似をしなくても。
どういう意味でしょ
The butler, standing beside dumbfounded Heidi and having somehow preserved his reason, asks the
時
principal.
計塔が見たいのだろう。
Heidi nods, overwhelmed. Louis seems to have deduced what the principal's up to and furrows his brow.
そんなに見たいなら正式に案内しようじゃないか。は？
学園長あんた何言ってんだ
仕方がないよ。お客人に壁を登らせるわけにはいかないからね。じー。その通りだ。彼らはクラール・ラズリットと親交のあった由緒あるお家柄の大事なお客様だからね。
う。時計塔内部を見せていただけると。
それで納得してもらえるかな。それは
本当ですか？
もちろんだとも。この私が直々に案内しようじゃないか。
The butler and his mistress look at each other with doubtful expressions on their faces. It's not surprising. Earlier we were trying with all our might to prevent them from seeing it. Has the principal lost her mind? Even we are exchanging uneasy glances with each other, trying to figure out what's going on. Monaku was forgiven, and Tsubaki is also anxiously staring at the principal's back.
大丈夫なのかな
He asked in a subdued voice. I tilt my head. Who knows? I'm hoping that she has some sort of plan up her sleeve. Moku nods without saying a word. There's no way the principal's bringing them in there without any countermeasures in place, right?
本当は立ち入り禁止なのだが、特別に許可を出そうじゃないか。
感謝いたします。
He's still suspicious, but at the very least he courteously offers his thanks. Heidi does the same, half convinced.
では行こう。さあ、ついてきたまえ。
With a boisterous ha 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 ha, the principal walks off with all of us in tow. We descend from the breezeway to the quad, and the principal leads us to a wall on one side of the school.
実はそこに隠し扉があるのだよ。
こんなところに？
くまなく探したつもりだったのに、そんなの見当たらなかったわ。そう簡単に見つかるような作りにはなっていないさ。
Saying that, she strikes a portion of the wall. A doorknob comes
こ
flying
の仕
out.
掛けも知らない人間がただ殴っても出てこない作りでね。
While she's talking to them, she takes out a key from her pocket and inserts it into a hole underneath the doorknob. Ah, the key, Giannis. Can't imagine her taking us direct to the clock tower with that. She's planning on taking us somewhere else to deceive them, huh? I glance over at Muko and she gives a sign saying that she's realized the
さ
same
あ、案
thing.
内しよう。中は少し暗いので気をつけて。
The principal steps through the door with Heidi and Louis following right behind. Once we're through, we see neither Sumi's room nor the strange world from with the magic circle, but instead what appears to be the inside of a regular tower with a spiral staircase along the walls. At the top is a door which probably leads to the
なん
belfry.
だここ。
Here, Murakumo's unintentional murmurs. Was probably worried about what would happen if we ended up in Sumi's room and is now left disappointed.
中は普通なのですね。もちろん時計塔だからね。それ以外の奇妙な設備など何もないよ。
This regularity strikes us as abnormal, but saying that out loud would be a bad idea. We pretend to be interested in the inside of the clock tower and quietly walk
上
around.
まで登らせていただいても。
構わないよ。では、行こ
We proceed up the spiral staircase in a single file towards the dark sky.
う。どうだい、諸君。見事な眺めだろう。
After what seems like an eternity of climbing and listening to Omoto's exhausted pants, we finally reach the belfry. The principal gives a boastful laugh as she spreads her arms to present us with a bird's eye view of the campus. No matter how you look at it, there's a skull. The inside of the clock tower was supposed to be fake, but this view that we see from the belfry is real. What kind of trick is this?
これだけですか？他に部屋は？
It's likely that the actual room that Sumi is in is slightly on the ground, I think.
時計塔なんだから、これだけだと思う。
機械類にも異常な部分はないようですね。
古くからある大時計の仕掛けだよ。見ての通りね。じい。ああ、その通りだね、二の前くん。夜を告げる大事な鐘なんだ。異常などあってはならないのだよ。そうでしょうけれど。納得してもらえたかな？
ではなぜあれほどひた隠しに隠していたのです？
勝手に入ったら危ないから、高速で立ち入り禁止にしているからさ。
高速？それだけ？
それにしては彼らは随分と必死のようでしたが。
彼ら風紀委員は高速厳守を徹底するための組織だからね。そして徳さんもその風紀と協力体制にある。学園の規律を守るためには時として強い態度に出る必要もあるのさ。そうだろう、風紀委員長。そうです。その通りなのです。
Momo is suddenly singled out as she gives a respectful bow.
日々の指導が行き届いた良い組織だよ。
To be honest, there's all such a blatant lie that it's hard for me to keep a straight face. Omono, the one most likely to portray his emotions, is still playing the role of someone absorbed by the bell and has his face turned away.
さあ、ワコードたちよ。もう夜も遅いから帰りたまえ。はい。お客様、参りましょう。
見込み違いか。
どう見ても何もないようですものね。
It seems they've accepted that there's nothing strange about this clock tower. They seem reluctant, but they walk over to the stairs, having no choice but to give up.
誤解が解けたのならよかったです。
あなたたちを信用したわけではありません。
She descends the spiral staircase in a huff. Butler follows behind her as usual. Momo dolefully watches them.
やっぱり風紀委員なん
Oops.
いえ、いろいろ誤解があるみたいですから。
風紀委員だからってのは多分関係ないですよ。
そうかな。
ええ、だって聖護院先輩がいい人なのは分かってるでしょうし。
ありがとう。
しっかりしてください先輩。大丈夫です。いずれ誤解も解けますよ。
そうだね。頑張らないと。
She clenches her fists and suddenly her eyes go wide.
まだ残務が残ってる。行かなきゃ。
あ、先輩。
転げ落ちないでくださいよ。
皆さん、学園長、お先になのです。
She runs down the staircase in a panic as the two former disciplinary committee members see her off worriedly. Thankfully, we don't hear any screams of pain.
学園長。
はあ、立派な時計塔だろう。
Muko looks like she wants to ask something, and the principal responds with a smile, feigning ignorance.
そうですね。実に立派なものです。
では戻りたまえ。私はこれで失礼するよ。ああ、入り口は閉めておけば勝手に消えるから。
With those words, the principal walks down the staircase but loses sight of her. I whisper to Muko in a low voice. She's telling you not to ask, huh?
まだ近くにいますからね。
Referring to the butler and his mistress, I assume. If we carelessly start talking about it and they overhear us, this will all have been for
行きま
naught.
しょう。
At her prompt, the rest of us head back down to ground level. When we close the hidden entrance that we went through, the doorknob and the keyhole vanish in the wall, just as the principal said. I thought that Heidi and Louis had already gone back to their rooms, but for some reason they were waiting for us to come down. Honestly, perhaps they were interested in what happens to the door. They seem to the least bit surprised when the doorknob disappears. We then head back to the rooms as a group without exchanging a word. Are you satisfied now? I really hate this awkward atmosphere. Stop walking just before the dormitory entrance and pose the question to Heidi. She turns around and answers in a stern voice.
時計塔が普通だったからといって、あなたたちのやり方は認められないわ。
Methods? The butler is silent, but his usual air of indifference is missing, and his eyes are filled with scorn. What are you talking about?
そうやってとぼけていればいいわ。
Heidi's words are mixed with sighs, her face showing her disgust and her eyes tinged with the same hatred as the butler's. This goes way beyond doubting us. Wait, I really don't.
袖の下でももらって学園に協力しているのですか？
はあ？何をだよ。
所詮は学園の犬ということですか？
そんな風に言うのはやめてくれないか。
Tsubaki had been quiet up until now, but she says that with a hint of
私
anger.
は彼らに助けられたし、他にも何人もの人間を助けている。何を誤解しているのか知らないが、彼らは間違ったことなどしていない。
Tsubaki. Louis stares fixedly at her without saying anything and then looks over at
彼
Heidi.
女に一言忠告しても。
どうぞ。
His face is saying that even if he tried to stop her, she wouldn't listen. Heidi walks up to Tsubaki and whispers something into her ear. Tsubaki listens with a puzzled expression.
では失礼。これ以上あなたたちと話すことは何もありませんので。
Without making eye contact with us, the pair leaves for the dorms.
なんだってんだよ。
すっかり敵扱いですね。
ミブさん、差し支えなければ何を言われたのか聞かせてもらってもいいですか？ああ。
Tsubaki nods, albeit
私
confused.
にも。
Oops.
あなたは何も知らないの？本当に何も知らないのだったら、徳佐の人間とはもう関わらない方がいい。あなただって、いつこの学園の魔術の生贄にされてもおかしくないのだから。
そう言っていた。
生贄。
Hearing that, Muko tilts her head quizzically.
妙ですね。私たちは思い違いをしていたのかも。
何のことだ？
さっきのセリフ、おかしいと思いませんか？
What you said, part about being sacrificed. That is the one, yeah. Like, that is exactly like the misunderstanding part currently, but question is who's misunderstanding? As far as we know, they are misunderstanding, but maybe they are privy to more information, and the principal's actually a lying dog. Like I said, Fujito Route Fujito is not main game Fujito. This is what she said to Tsubaki, the part about being sacrificed.
そうです。私たちは彼女らの反応を見て、てっきりミブさんと村雲さんが 魔法陣の動力源である件に気づいたのかと思っていました。
そうじゃなかったというのか？
生贄という言い方がどうも引っかかるのです。彼女らの言う犠牲と私たちの思っている犠牲は違うものなのではないでしょうか。
Quite frankly, in this context, you shouldn't be using the word sacrifice at all. Since, you know, you aren't actually sacrificing anything. You're essentially doing the same as shoveling coal into a furnace. Or, like, you know those fucking flashlights where there's like the fucking lever that you crank to load it? That's essentially what you're doing. As far as we know.
そうか。人間が学園の魔術の動力源になってるのは事実だから、生贄って言い方もあながち間違ってはないぞ。
Sacrifice is a little bit different.
それにスケープゴートってのは生贄の出自って意味だと前に言ってたよな。生贄って言い方をしたのはそれの皮肉じゃねえのか。
Muko shakes her head in response to Monakumo's refutation.
スケープゴートとは学園長など学園の深部に関わる人間と当人である村雲さん、ミブさん、そして私たちしか知らない言葉のはず。彼らがもしスケープゴートという名称までをも把握しているなら、マギエが魔法陣でしていることも今の現状もおおむね把握していると考えるべきでは？
ああ、それもそうか。
そうなるとミブさんがスケープゴート本人であることを知らないというのはやはり不自然です。結論として彼らはスケープゴートのことは詳しく知らないということになりませんか？
Yeah, but the way they're treating us is still extreme.
そんな状態で私たちにあそこまでの態度を取れるとは思えません。
彼女たちは何か違う手がかりを持っているかもしれないということか？
そういうことです。
違う手がかりって？
一般的に生贄とはある物事のために生命やそれに準じるものを捧げることを言います。スケープゴートは確かに魔力を捧げてはいますが、命まで犠牲にしているわけではありません。これは推論ですが、この学園にはミブさんたちとは違う別の生贄が存在するのではないでしょうか。
Another sacrifice. Something immediately comes to mind. Could Muko possibly be thinking that's what happened to her missing friend Lutsuki? But if her hypothesis is true, her friend would have already been
もちろん
sacrificed.
魔法陣を動かす動力源が人間だということに感づいて、それに激怒しているという可能性も全くなくなったわけではありません。気になるので、私は彼女らが一体何に気づいたのか明日から調べてみたいと思います。
Are you sure about that? Can't help but chime in. Investigating it would mean it would result in discovering something you didn't want to know about.
結果がどうあれ、何も知らずにいるよりは私は真実を知りたいのです。
Muko nods, full of resolve, when one of the others listened to our conversation with bated breaths, finally aware of the existence of Hanatate Mutsuki.
ムツキのことならなおさらです。
On the receiving end of our gazes, she clearly states her friend's name. Alright then. If she's made up her mind, I have no right to criticize her. I'll help you out.
無論私も協力させてもらうぞ。友達だからな。
俺も。
ま、放置はできねえしな、どうせ。
ありがとうございます。
Muko gives a faint but tender smile. Her expression then grows stiff again. I like the soundtrack. It's a good soundtrack. I overall like violin.
このことは学園側や風紀委員会にはまだ一応伏せておきましょう。
Yeah, there are still various things we don't trust about him. Not to mention that Muko has said before that she has her misgivings about the principal. If the principal finds out, she might discover everything is up. She might cover everything up in which case we won't be able to learn anything. Talking is hard.
今のところはだぞ。
Tsubaki seems to have picked up on the circumstances and gives her a
し
sense.
かし
これは応援を要請しなければ危険だという事態になったら、聖護院先輩にはきちんと頼ってくれ。ええ、心得ています。
言わないと確実に拗ねて落ち込むからな。
そうですね。
I recall earlier despondence and not in agreement. He's always told us to not show restraint.
それじゃあ我々も戻ろう。休まないと体が持たないぞ。
Honestly, first order of business is use Tsubaki as an actual contact. Have Tsubaki walk up to them, tell them that they are aware of something, but not something that would be harmful being done at the school. So if something is being done that is harmful, they are not aware, and you should explain it to them. Because if that something like that is being done, they also want to, you know, do something about that. Anyways.
そうですね。
We quietly entered the dorms as to not wake the other students and head for our individual rooms.
では、また明日。
Muko sees me to my room and says that before leaving. Muko?
何です？
He stops walking and turns around. Don't brood too much over it. I don't know if Hanatate Mutsuki is actually involved yet at this point. She opens her mouth to say something to response, but I ignore her and continue talking. Was it like this before too? She furrows her brow, struggling to get her words out. She then hesitates and changes what she wanted to say.
君だって前のように勝手に行動して。
Could you please not make me worry?
心配してませんって言いましたよね。
Keep your voice down. Think about what time it is.
誰のせいですか？
Well, judging from that, I guess you'll be fine. You give a way to remark, and it seems that she's back to her normal self. She pouts, a bit in an awkward situation, and turns her head
どう
away.
もご心配おかけしまして。
Not worried. We're just throwing me off.
お互い様ですね。
I'll leave things at
こ
that.
っちのセリフです。
You absolutely stare at each other down for a short period of time.
冗談じゃありません。
Do you plan to keep this up until morning?
冗談じゃありません。
Well then, good
お
night.
やすみなさい。
We turn away from each other and I place a hand on the door to my room. As the sound of Muko's footsteps fade into the distance, I steal a peek in her direction. She was looking over her shoulder at that moment, and our eyes meet. I rush to turn away. What the fuck kind of bullshit is that? I hear the pace of her steps quickening. Damn it, why was she standing there? Muttering that under my breath, I open the door and enter my room.
いやー、参ったね。なんとかごまかせたよ。時計塔についてはごまかせたと思うよ。そうだね。でも、まだ疑ってる。警戒は怠らないようにしないと。いっそ、彼らの望む品を渡して帰ってもらうのはどうかな。いやでも、あれは緊急時にどうしても使うものだし。
Exactly. They have a way to enter the vault. That's how they do the entire scapegoat system. They go into the vault and give the scapegoat candidate a mist that lets them fulfill their wish. And then they work as a scapegoat in exchange. That's the entire fucking reason why the scapegoats do their job, so they need to be able to go into the vault somehow. I really don't trust Fuhito, as much as I like her in her own route, but I will continue saying it. Fuhito Fuhito is not main game Fuhito.
そうだね。やはりダメだ。今封印を解けばいざという時に使えなくなる。ピンチの時の武器はやっぱり手元に置いておかなければね。わかっていると思う、二の前くん。油断はしないよ。
I'll trust her as far as I can throw her, and I've got a pretty good
てな
throwing
わけで
arm.
な、厄介な奴らだよ。
In this dreary place, a glowing figure floats in the air. I complain to it about the principal's guests. Morphe, the glowing figure, seems extremely interested as it's listening intently without interjecting. I think I have a fucking fury all of a sudden. I actually think I have a theory all of a sudden.
そうなんだ。時計塔に。
セーブメニューです。セーブしますか？セーブしました。
Let me check some.
システムメニュータイトルに戻りま。
時計仕掛けのレイライン。
ゲーム開始
残
です。
影の夜。
Alright, I forgot about this show.
下校時刻
I need to check something.
ねえ、魔力は遺伝しない。ねえ、リト。ここに書いてあることに間違いはないの？ねえ、リト。ここに書いてあることにロードメニューです。ロードしますか？ロードしました。
そうなんだ。時計塔に。
That's Mutsuki. That is Mutsuki. I'm calling it right now. I have to finish recounting the details of what happened in the clock tower tonight. Morphe crosses its arms and tilts its head. Those actions are strangely similar to a
どうや
human's.
ったのか謎だけどな。あの学園長の得体の知れねえやつだ。
子供にしか見えないんだっけ。
見た目はな、中身はタチ悪いぞ。しかも色々と怪しいことが増えてきてるし。なんなんだこの学園。
なんなんだって。自分で選んで通ってるんじゃないの？
いや、そうだけどよ。
It says something mocking for once and I feel discouraged. I think that this jerk was originally bad at talking. He's gotten pretty used to it.
そもそも、俺は別にどうしてもここに通いたかったわけじゃなくてだな。
Happened at the start of the game, which I still believe that was Mutsuki that got teleported away. Somehow, either sealed or destroyed her ego and sent her into this kind of demi-plane, quote-unquote, I guess you could say, which is in a similar state as the thing where the Lazarus bloodstones are, like, being stored, and somehow, maybe because Yoshida is, like, in the same room where she used to stay now, somehow the dream, that the Morpheus' stone caused that plane to bleed into the dream realm, and so now egoless, quote-unquote, Mutsuki is now slowly but surely building up an ego as she has more and more experiences through Shizuka. The one who chose Lapis Lazuli Academy was Kasumi. I want to treat my illness.
なあ、モルフィ。お前の力を実際に貸してもらうときに必要なことってなんだ？やっぱり夢のミストだから相手を眠らせなきゃいけないのか？
その時になってみないとわからないかな。でも多分魔力はたくさんいる。
ほう。
So I don't even need to make them fall asleep. All I need is a lot of mana.
となると魔力を貯める方法を。
As I'm thinking, more fittingly points to the back of my hand.
なんだ？この印か？
It's proof of the contract between us. At first glance, it's nothing more than a small bruise, but because of it, I've been forced to come here and talk to it in my dreams.
毎日会うたびにそこに少しずつ静かに魔力を貯めていってるよ。
俺の？本当かよ。
うん。だからもう少しだけ時間をくれれば何も探さなくてもなんとかなると思う。
へえ、お前すごいな。
When I praise it, for some reason it starts fidgeting and slumps its
なん
shoulders.
だよ。
怒ってない？
体調悪くなるほど魔力取られてるわけでもないんだろ。じゃあいいだろ別に。
そうか。
それより有事の時に役に立たない方が困る。
わかった。
It nods and slowly begins to fade away. I'm about to wake
も
up.
し本当に必要になったら言ってね。
It melts into the scenery as it leaves those words. My view blurs and my consciousness starts to drift away. And he wakes up. The next day. School is as calm as ever, as obviously nobody knows about what happened
あ
last
いつ
night.
ら今日は見かけねえけど、どうせおとなしくしてねえだろうし。
We're in our classrooms during the day, so being unable to keep an eye on them, we don't know where they currently are. For now, we decide to assemble in the bureau office during our lunch
あ
break.
牛尾さん
Upon entering the library, we see that Muko is already here and she's talking to Rito about something. Hey, what are you talking about?
彼女たちは以前こちらの図書館にも興味を示していたので、何か調べていなかったかとお聞きしていたところです。
何度か来てあの辺りの本棚をよく見ていたわ。
We receive an explanation from Muko and Rito proceeds to point to a corner of the library.
あの辺って何の本があるんだ？
学園に関する資料ね。
私も前に調べたことがある学園内の見取り図や年表などです。
Sketches, huh? We're trying to find the entrance to the clock tower, so they thought they could try looking through the library.
念のため彼女たちが調べていた本を払ってみようと思います。
そうだね、見てみようよ。
Spit up and look through the books in the area that Rito pointed out.
この辺一体全部かよ。
There's a lot.
古賀くんと村雲くんはそちらの端からお願いします。
じゃあ俺たちはこっち側からだね。
We divide ourselves between each end of the gigantic bookshelf and start flipping the books one by one. The ones here look like graduation albums. Here's a bulky hardcover graduation albums that are lined up chronologically. Huh? There's something
飛ん
missing.
でる？
Look, there's a couple of years missing. Could there have been an accident during this time?
ああ、なんかそんな話あったな。その事故の時に火事で燃えちまったってことか？
I think so. But wait, if that was a fire, shouldn't the previous year's album have been burned as well?
それ以前のは、あ、ちゃんとあるな。
As we're staring at the albums, looking confused, Muko pops by. What's your take on this? It'd be strange if they were lost in the fire, right?
ええ、燃えたわけではないのでしょう。事故があった後、一時休校になったそうですから。
へえ、そういうことか。
For years? Was that big of a
他
fire?
の資料でも20年前のものが抜けていたことは以前調べた時もありましたからね。
Something's cleared up 20 years ago.
今って何年だっけ？ 20年前って何年前の資料？
Well, you're really bad with calculating dates, aren't you?
20年前ってと、こっちの資料ならこの辺のはず。
Not stating actual years.
やっぱねえわ。
Here as well, there aren't any school festival pamphlets or athletics festival programs from that time.
へえ、やっぱり他の資料も20年前あたりは綺麗にないんだね。
As she is rummaging through some of the other documents, she suddenly stops and looks to me deep in thought. What's wrong?
それはおかしくありませんか？
With her brow furrowed, she looks at us and points at the bookshelf.
卒業アルバムがないのはわかります。休校になってしまったこの学園から卒業できなかったからアルバムが作られなかったのでしょう。ですが火事が起きたのが入学直後のことでなければ学園祭や体育祭などの行事の資料はすでに作られていたはずでは。
あ、それもそうだな。
20年前のものが一切ないっ ってさすがに変だね。
火事で焼けたとは考えにくいです。古賀君も言った通り、それ以前の資料は全て残っているわけですし、
Would be too selective of a
それに
fire.
その資料を保存しているこの図書館は無傷です。
When we were looking at the sketches of the school a while back, Muko explained that the only parts of the school above that only the parts of the school above ground were renovated. The basement was untouched. Could it be something else then? Some other reason that caused those documents to disappear?
あるとしたらどんな理由だろ
それを推察するには情報が足りませんね。建て替えられた校舎以外に20年前と以後で何か変わっていることはないか調べてみましょう。
Let's split up again, pulling records from the years around 20 years ago and comparing them.
学園長は変わってるな。
う。最初はクラール・ラズリットさんで、火事の後からは今の学園長なんですね。
Hold on, that's not just the principal. Almost all the higher-ups were replaced.
こっちに今の学園長の弔辞みたいなのが載ってるぞ。
May the previous principal rest in peace. So she died in the fire.
校舎はほぼ全面的に大規模な建て替え、そして学園長以下幹部理事クラスは総入れ替えのようですね。
That is a bit too suspicious.
でも資料が消えてることにはどこにも何も触れてないね。
リトさんにも聞いてみましょう。ここに存在した資料なら把握しているはずです。
Putting everything back on the bookshelf, we head over to where Rito is.
リトさん、お聞きしたいことが。
何かしら。
学園の資料に欠落があるのはなぜです？ 20年前の資料がことごとく抜けているのですが。
わからないわ。
She tilts her head and looks troubled. We all let out a cry of surprise.
あなたはこの図書館の蔵書のことは全て把握しているのでは？
それはそうよ。それでもわからないの。私には答えられない。
She casts her eyes downward at loss for what to do. This clearly isn't her usual self. As we're trying to figure out what's going on, Muku gives us a slight nod and poses a question on behalf of all of
な
us.
ぜわからないのか、その理由はわかりますか？
これ。
She calmly opens the large book that she's always carrying and shows us. Rows of text that appear to be titles of books are shown, but on this page several of them have been blacked out.
このインク、少し変わった匂いですね。普通のインクではない。
そうね。
Huh? What's that mean?
消されているの。私の中から。だからわからない。
Your memory?
この目録を消され
So yeah,
ると、
they were
あなたの記憶から
intentionally...
も消えてしまうということですか？
ええ。だって、これが私だから。
What's this?
もしかしてこれがあなたなのですか？
そう。これが私。ラズリットの目録。リトグラフィエ・ラズリット。
これがって
本が？本の方が本体だってのか？
そうよ。私はクラール・ラズリットの作り出したミストの目録。
ミストの。そうですか。だからここの宝物庫に封印されているミストは全て把握していたのですね。
What's the body that's carrying the book then?
この体もラズリットの生み出したもの。目録を管理するためにね。
ホムンクルスということですか？
ピーちゃんみたいな。
ええ、そうよ。私は目録として作られたから、その亜種というところかしら。
She answers as if it were no big deal. Seems that she doesn't care much about the fact that she is an artificial being. However, for us, it's quite a shocking discovery. Omar and Murak more stunned, their mouths wide open. Well, I did think that you weren't an ordinary student.
ってことは、ラズリットさんもあのトランク使ったのかな？
Was created without the suitcase.
封印しちゃったけど、リトさん平気なの？
ワーグネルケースのことなら私は平気よ。だって私はあれによって作られたホムンクルスではないもの。ある程度の魔力を持つマギエならワーグネルケースなしでも魔術によって自律稼働するホムンクルスを作ることができるから。
Autonomous homunculus, huh? Given how she doesn't answer more than she's asked and isn't fazed by weird incidents, it all kind of makes sense.
本体である目録にこういう細工をされたら私にはもうどうすることもできない。
誰がいつこの細工をしたのかも。
ええ、わからないの。
それってその変な匂いっていうインクのせいなのかな？
その可能性が高いですね。魔術的な効果のあるインクなのではないかと。
ってことは資料の方も単に火事のどさくさでなくしたとか言うんじゃねえな。
そうですね。誰かが故意に20年前の情報を隠そうとしている。
Is that what those two picked up on? Is that what Heidi and Louis were investigating?
それにしては時計塔に執着していたのが気になります。時計塔は火事の後に新しく建て替えられているのです。
No, I see. It doesn't really have any relevance then, which would mean that they're not fixated on a fire, but something else. At any rate, it still bothers me that someone's trying to cover up what happened 20 years ago. Rita, how long have you been here
ずっ
for?
と昔から
20年前にはい
たわよ。
なら20年前の火事も見てるのか？
いいえ、火事の時もずっとここにいたから。
Right, the basement was
そ
unaffected.
う、ここまで火は回ってこなかった。だから地上で起きていたことは知らない。
そうですか。
It doesn't seem like asking her about 20 years ago is going to do us any good. Even if she did see some, it probably would have already been wiped from the index. To deal with Heidi and Louis was already annoying enough, and now we have this to complicate things.
あ、やべ、昼休み終わっ。
ご飯食べ損ねた。
We already leave the library for our classrooms at the sound of the bell. Just in time. Running back to my classroom, I see that the teacher has not yet returned, and class is in a state of chaos.
どうしたの子が？何難しい顔してんの？
Huh? As I'm heading to my seat, Kurodani and Yoshida call out to me, staring at me quizzically. Seems that my expression was trying to complicate the situation we're in, and nothing, a bit out of breath since I ran back here.
なんだ、なんか事件じゃないのか。残念そうに言わないの。
Kind of think of it, if we're talking about rumors, Kurodani might know. What about you? Any interest in gossip lately?
そうだね。中庭に誰も植えた覚えがない花が咲いてるらしいとか。
Some seeds probably flew there because of the
あ
wind.
とはなんかちょっと前に壊れた彫像が夜な夜な泣いてるらしいとか。
We could have seen that! Everybody's back in the dorms at night!
そうなんだよね。だから私もこれはちょっと眉唾かなって思ってるんだけどさ。
It has to be fake. Please don't cry, I'm begging you. It's a part of the seal on the treasury, so there's something magical about it, and if there really were a crying function.
あと例の夕方出るって幽霊。
Huh? Why? Is it appearing again? Hearing that makes my heart skip a beat since I know that it was actually Sumi.
でも前は白いふわっとしたやつだったって話。今度のはピンクの水玉だとかいう噂なんだよね。なんか可愛くなっちゃったね。
Pink. I want to ask why it's out in public wearing something like that. I doubt it's Sumi-chan, so what is this
だ
ghost?
よね。幽霊っぽくないよね。お化けならもっとお化けらしくしてほしいよね。欲しくないよ。
These are nothing more than rumors, and they're completely unrelated. Don't you have any stories from the past? Like, say, something happening 20 years ago?
あ、何それ。 20年前って何かあったの？
There's second-hand information for me too, but apparently that was a big
へ
fine.
え、そうなんだ。
Haven't heard
全
about
然
it?
知らなかったよ。火事ってこの学園で校舎が燃えたの？
Probably, I don't know the details either. So to dodge the question, the teacher enters the classroom and I rush back to my desk. But if Kurodani doesn't know, it's probably safe to assume that it isn't common knowledge among the regular students. Thought that there'd be rumors passed down through years at least. So someone must be intentionally covering this up. So yeah, it seems like there aren't even any rumors about it among the student body. In the evening, I recount my conversation with Kurodani Demuko, who nods in response. The bell signaling the arrival of night has already rung, and night students have begun to file
夜
in.
の世界でも聞いてみた方がいいですね。そもそも夜の世界は20年前からあったのかどうかもわかりませんが。
ああ、聞いてみようぜ。
古賀君、質問をお願いします。私は様子を観察したいので。
Okay, got it. Iba and Hina just happened to walk in, and I call out to them.
やあ、お揃いだな。今日はどうしたの？
My back hurts for some
少々調べ物をしていまして。
Yeah, I don't think I actually talked about this. Essentially what happened at work is, woke up on Tuesday. Went to work at like 11. But the delivery that I take care of wasn't there yet. So I just sat in the break room and watched videos to wait until the delivery was there. At 2, the delivery still wasn't there, but I had to start at 2 or I wouldn't be getting the hours that I needed. So I just found random bullshit to do around the fucking store. And that went on until 4, though, let's be honest, I only worked like maybe 1.5 hours. A half hour was just standing there, checking if the fucking delivery is finally there and wondering what the fuck I'm supposed to do now. At 4, the delivery still wasn't there, so I talked to the colleagues and was like, kind of doesn't make sense for me to stay at this point, because even if the delivery shows up at this point, until they are properly, like, parked at the fucking spot where we accept the wares, and until the wares are actually all unloaded, it'll be at the earliest 4:30, and I'm not fucking finishing the entire delivery in 2.5 hours. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna just go home. I'll come in tomorrow. And they said, okay, we'll, if the delivery does come today, we'll call you, and you just come as early as humanly possible. Otherwise, we'll call you tomorrow. The next day, I woke up at like fucking 4:45 a.m. because I fell asleep at fucking, I think like 9 p.m. So I woke up, was not feeling tired at all for like an hour, and then I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'll just stay awake until 7, because people are actually at work at 7 and I can ask them if the delivery's there. So call them, hey, is it there? No, it is not. We'll call you when it's there. Okay. So I decided, you know what, I guess I'll make myself like a fucking something to eat in case it arrives soon, and then I have something to eat and waited. At 9, a call comes in. Delivery still isn't there, and we talked to them now, and they're coming tomorrow instead. So we'll call you tomorrow when the delivery arrives, and you can do you can sort it out then. So yeah, today I didn't even wake up because of the call or because I woke up on my own. I woke up because my father came into my room like, hey, did they already call? Are we aware if they've already called? And I just lay there, seething. And Like, I didn't have the brain function to properly process how stupid that was that my father did that. Because if I was aware of the call, if I was aware of there having been a call that the delivery was there, I would have either already been awake and already going to work, like just not even, or I would have not even been there anymore because I'm already at work, or I would have already finished work, come home, and laid back down to sleep. In which case, he would have woken me up when I was trying to fucking sleep after an exhausting day at work. So at all three situations, he's a moron. We were in the middle of investigating
なん
something.
でしょう。
I take it this it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. Anyways, ask about graduation albums. Do you know where the graduation albums are kept?
卒業アルバム？昔のってこと？
Yeah, old ones.
そういえば見たことないな。ひなは？
ひなもない。
ところでアルバムがどうかしたの？
新しい卒業アルバムのデザインの参考に昔のアルバムを調査してまして。
へえ。読者ってそんなこともするんだ。
まあ、we sort of do everything.
ああいうのって何月頃写真撮るんだろう。やっぱり卒業間近？
おそらくそうではないかと。
そっか。撮る頃になったら教えてよ。ダイエットしとかなきゃ。
焼肉我慢するの？
仕方ないだろ。ぽよぽよの姿を載せられるわけにはいかない。だから直前になったら教えてよ。
わかりました。
Dave, we've digressed a lot from the main topic. What else did I want to ask about the school's past? You know anything about the school's past?
昔のってどういう？
Like there were any big incidents or the people from back then?
事件ね。ひな、なんか聞いたことある？
ひなはない。
全然ですか？普通なんかこう都市伝説みたいな感じで伝わってる話とか。
あ、そうだ。どっかのトイレに赤いスカートの子が住み着いてるとかいう噂あったよね。
ひなは知らない。
And the kid was male, right?
そうそう。
なんだよそれ。
Don't ask me, I heard it from Kordani.
どっから伝わったんだろうね。伊庭先輩のとこまで。私は確か前に風紀委員の子から聞いたんだけど。
誰だ変な噂持ち込んだの。
Well, as Binaria committee members do patrol during the night, it's possible they brought over these legends that they heard during the day. In any case, this probably isn't related to what happened 20 years ago. What else did I want to ask about? Ask about alumni. Have you kept in touch with your seniors who've already graduated?
卒業した後のことは知らないや。
ひなも。
So no contact with the alumni then. Eva and Hina leave as it was time to head to the classroom. Do you want to ask around a bit more?
そうですね。古江町さんがあそこに。
She says that she waves at Furuya and Kasuga who come up to us.
何か調査ですか？
ええ、事件というわけではないのですが。
He glances at me, prompting me to start questioning them just like before, and it's the exact same three questions. Do you know where the old graduation albums are kept?
卒業アルバム？図書館じゃないですか？
In the basement. Do you know where exactly they are?
はい。授業で使う資料を借りに行った時、本棚に並んでるの見たことが。
あの辺りの棚は学園史に関する文献ばかりですが、そういった授業だったんですか？
いえ、生物の授業で図鑑を探してました。
That's in a completely different section.
そうなんです。すっごい迷っちゃいました。まゆみちゃんが帰ってこないってクラスで心配されてたよね。
まあ、図書館広いもんね。
So that is what Kasuga's like. What else did I want to ask about the school's past? Have you heard anything about what the school was like in the past?
昔のですか？ まり聞かないね。なんか言い伝えとかそういうの。
Mayuri is weirdly aware.
私一つ知ってる。どこかの男子トイレの個室に真っ赤なコート着た女の人が住み着いてるんだって。
Wait, that sounds slightly off.
それ言い伝えっていうか怪談っていうやつなんじゃ。あれ、あ、そっか。
No, what I meant by slightly off was that there were discrepancies between what you said and what I heard from Potodani. Must have been a case of broken telephone. What else did I want to ask about? Ask about alumni. Have you heard any stories about your seniors who've already graduated?
聞いたことないかな。まゆみちゃんは？私もないです。今の先輩だったらかっこいいねとか噂になってる人いますけど。ああ、伊庭先輩とかね。
かっこいいって男子じゃないのかよ。
女子に人気あるんですよ、伊庭先輩。お弁当作ってきたいとか言ってる子いますし。
She probably love one full of barbecued meats.
豪華、いいな。でもお小遣い大変だね。
Ibi eats a ton
とこ
after
ろ
all.
で何の調査なんですか？
ええ、ちょっと新しい卒業アルバムの制作のために昔のことを調べていまして。
へえ、いろんなお仕事があるんですね。卒業か。まだ全然時間ないね。そうだね、まだまだ先だもんね。ああ、予令だ。行かなきゃ。それじゃあ失礼します。
Thanks for your help. We off just the two night students run off. Most of the other students have already gone to their classrooms and the hallways engulfed in silence.
どうも、夜の生徒は昔のことってほとんど知らねえっぽいな。
噂ですら昼から伝わったっぽいやつだけでしたね。
There can't be anything more. There can't be anything more than a rumor, one that make a portrait of Beethoven laugh.
じゃあ、20年前ってまだ夜の世界はなかったのか？
いえ、ではそれ以前は、以前学園長が見せてくれた魔石はどうやって保存していたんでしょう。
あ
あれってラズリット・ブロッドストーンって名前だったよね。
They have to be connected to the founder of the school.
そうです。そしてラズリットは間違いなく20年以上前の人物です。
Maybe that's where Lazaret went. They're called bloodstones for a reason.
そっか、石は20年前からあったはずだよね。
それ以降に魔石が湧いて出たのでなければですが、
Where would they have come from?
魔力の塊という話でしたから、生成できないものでもないかもしれないでしょう。
でもそんなもん作れそうなのってマギエだけだろ。
マギエってすごく希少なはずですよね。
You think Irito might know anything about those
聞い
stones?
てみましょう。
She gives a nod and we descend the stairs to the library. As always, Irito is quietly standing in the corner of the library. I realize now that we surprisingly never questioned her behavior before we found out that she
リ
wasn't
トさ
human.
ん、また聞きたいことがあるのですが、
ええ、いいわよ。
ラズリット・ブロッドストーンという石を知っていますか？
もちろん知ってるわ。お母様が作ったものだから。
お母様、クラール・ラズリットさんのことですね。
そうよ。
Those stones existed 20 years
あ
ago.
ったわ。
それはどこに？
場所までは知らないけれど、今も何個かはこの学園の魔術結界に使われているはずよ。
どうやって保存されているかは？その20年前からという意味ですが。
知らないわ。
ここの宝物庫とかにはないんですか？
ミストの宝物庫にはないわよ。それは確実。
あれは厳重に保管しなければならない貴重なものなのですよね。
そうね。あれはマギエ・クラール・ラズリットにしか作ることのできない。
ラズリットにしかですか？
Can you give us any more details about those
ク
stones?
ラール・ラズリットは時を操るマギエだったの。あの石は一旦魔力を込めて、それから石の時間を停止させて作っているの。
So Kral still needs to be alive. Since we know that those stones aren't a finite resource. So she needs to be alive to keep creating more.
魔力を半永久的に生み出すアイテムなんて後にも先にもあれくらいしかないわ。
葉の石をめぐって争いが起きてもおかしくないくらいのもの。
もっと魔術が盛んな時代だったらあれをめぐって戦争が起きてもおかしくないくらいよ。
戦争？
魔力を半永久的に生み出すということは壊れることはあるのですか？物理的に落としたら割れるといったことは。
物理的に壊れることはないわ。ただ一つ、あらかじめ込められた魔力をはるかに超える量を引き出すと石にかけられた時間停止の魔術が解けてしまって。
そうか。だから霞が借りてるやつはいきなり壊れたりしねえんだな。
急激に大量の魔力を引き出したりしなければね。
はあ、すごい石なんですね。
厳重に保管されている理由はよくわかりました。20年前からあったらしいことも。
We still don't have any information about 20 years ago, why someone tried to cover everything up. The principal will probably know, but I highly doubt she'll tell us.
むしろ隠蔽してる側じゃねえのか。
情報の隠蔽は学園ぐるみで行われていると見るべきでしょうからね。学園長が素直に話してくれるとは思えません。
ハイジさんたちが何を調べてたのかもわかんないままだよね。
Right. That was our original objective.
リトさん、彼女たちは資料以外に何か見ていたものはないですか？
他はいろいろと魔術書を見ていたようね。特定のものをというわけではなく、いろんな種類の。
そうですか。それは何か調べていたのか、単に興味があったのか。
魔術師の家系って言ってたもんね。
そもそもここで調べてたのは向こうも手がかりを探すためで、具体的な目的があってのことかどうかもわかんねえんだよな。
そうですね。ここで何か掴んだのかどうなのかも。
Ugo goes quiet and the rest of us also stop talking as we think about it. We're stuck. If anything, we found a new mystery to solve, and it's only adding to our stress. Did you also realize that there's something fishy about 20 years ago, or... Hey, Muko?
何です？
Wanna go to talk to him directly again? Is that a bad idea?
聞く耳持ってなかったろ。大丈夫か？
We're at an impasse right now.
そうだよね。
そうですね。私も彼女らがどんな情報を持っているか引き出せるなら引き出したいです。
みんなで行くの？
いえ、あまり人数が多くても警戒されてしまいそうですから。
I bet Chizuko would instantly snap at them.
うるせえ！人のこと言えんのか？
See? You lost your cool just now.
てめえが相手だからだ！
待ってましょう。ね、村雲先輩、留守番してましょう。
As Umuro tries to calm Murakumo, who's complaining under his breath, Muko and I pay a visit to the guest room that Heidi and the butler are staying in. Heading back to the domes, Umuro and Murakumo return to their own rooms. Muko tells me to wait and leaves for somewhere.
お待たせしました。
She comes back fairly soon, accompanied by Tsubaki,
いや
lie
古賀君、
detector.
彼女たちと話すんだって。
Yeah, are you coming with us?
理由はわかるでしょ？
Obviously. She could tell when somebody's lying. Perfect weapon to have in our arsenal.
では行きましょう。
You arrive at the guest room and Muko knocks on the door.
はい。
You hear the butler respond from
夜分
inside.
失礼します。徳佐の獅子型にですが。
You hear hushed voices and the sound of something moving inside. This time Heidi responds instead of the
あなた
butler.
たちと話すことなんて何もありません。
そうです。
Well, we've got something to say to you if you don't.
そんな勝手な都合は知りません。
では情報交換ということでいかがです？
だから話すことなんて何よルイ。
情報交換とは？
ちょっと何を勝手に。
こちらの持っている情報をいくつかお教えしてもいいと思っています。
誰があなたたちなんかにちょっとルイ。
Sounds like the butler's willing to cooperate.
すごい勢いで引きずられたような音がしたんだが、まあ相談しているようですし、待ちましょう。
I'm not quite sure whether it's a discussion or if the butler made a decision based on the situation he's trying to persuade Heidi. For a while we hear what sounds like whispers coming from inside. Soon after the door unlocks and the doorknob turns. The doorknob turns and the door opens.
どうぞ。
With his usual expressionless face, the butler gives each of us a glance and then beckons us inside.
失礼します。
お邪魔します。
忠告したのに。
Heidi says that with a sigh when she sees that Tsubaki is with us.
前にも言ったが、私にはあなたの言うことがさっぱり理解できないのでね。
Heidi looks like she wants to say something in return, but the butler glares at her and she keeps her words to herself. Instead, she turns to Moko and tells her with a low voice laced with thorns.
それで、一体何を教えていただけるの？
It's almost like she wants to get this over with and chase us out. That was probably the point of their conversation earlier in this room. The butler seems a bit cautious as well, poised to jump on us at any time.
その前に、そもそもあなた方の目的は何ですか？時計塔を気にしていたのはなぜです？
答える義務はないと思いますが、
それがわからないと、何があなた方にとって有益な情報なのか判断できません。
答えることによってこちらが不利になるということも考えられますけれど、
それは不利になるような理由だということですか？
そんなことはそちらの受け取り方次第じゃありません。
They're both trying to probe each other's real intentions, and neither of them are willing to move to the main topic. We're getting nowhere like this. It's an exchange of information, so we should be the ones to offer what we know first.
なら、お任せします。
You know, Heidi, the clock tower we went to the other day was fake.
は？
Her eyes grow wide. The butler is at least somewhat surprised and lets out an impressed voice. While I'm at it, I should also mention that we've been inside the real one, and you can't reach the belfry from there. Even if you scale the walls, you can't get inside. Pretty sure about that. Muko quietly watches Heidi's and Louis' reaction as I speak.
それが本物の情報だという証拠は？
Why do you think we tried so hard to stop you guys from getting in there? Didn't you try so desperately to enter because you thought the clock tower was fishy?
では、その本物の時計塔の中には何がありました？
Well, as I'm about to answer, Muko gently nudges me with her arm to prevent me from doing so.
それはご自分の目で確かめられればどうです？
自分の？
あなた方を本物の時計塔にお連れしても構いません。その代わり、教えていただけませんか？
何を？
あなた方の言う犠牲とは何を指しているのか。
Heidi looks baffled as she looks over at Louis, who's also silent. I steal a glance at Tsubaki. She detects my gaze and gives a small shake of her head. Nothing suspicious so far.
しばらく考える時間をいただけますか？
わかりました。では、方針が決まったら声をかけてください。
Muko heads towards the door, signaling for us to follow. I become immersed in thought as I watch the people from the bureau leave, Adelaide is pacing around the room restlessly.
罠かしら？
なんとも言えん。ただ、犠牲とは何なのかという質問が気になる。
私たちがどこまで掴んでいるのか確認しようとしているのじゃない？
そうかもしれないが。
The lack of movement from the school administration also bugs me. They should know that we're suspicious of them, that they're not doing anything to us.
時計塔には近づいただけで、あの反応だったというのに。
ルイ？
思い違いなのか？徳佐は敵ではないのかもしれない。
もう、また一人で勝手に考え込んで。
Feel the impact of a cushion or something similar, and hear Adelaide's footstep growing distant. I suppose she went to her bed to
さ
sulk.
っきの話、受けてみるべきか。
This real clock tower intrigues me. All day has passed and Heidi and Louie haven't approached us at all. We went to the library to try and dig for more information, but we don't find anything new.
とにかく広すぎるもんね。
Fuck, I wanted to stop the part. Too late.
しらみつぶしだと何日かかるかわからんな。
Deciding to take a break, we returned to the bureau office. For some reason, even without my saying anything, Morocco was naturally standing before the teapot. Being an errand boy has become second nature to you, huh?
ああ、何か言ったか。
Nothing.
嘘つけ、なんか絶対言って。
As Morocco starts snapping at me, a reserved knock comes from the door.
どうぞ。
すみません。
The door opens and Kasuga peeks through it. She looks apologetic, but she also looks
春
troubled.
日さん、どうしたんですか？
それが、またなくし物の相談なんですけど。
Ah, just said, hurry up before another fairy pops up. He summoned a mist before, and it was quite the pesky one at
実は
that.
昨日資料を探しに図書館に行った時、ノートなくしちゃったんです。
図書館でですか？
はい。資料を探す時にあれこれ本を出して見てて、途中までノートは手に持ってた気がするんですけど。
器用ななくし方するな。
すみません。一緒に探していただけないですか？
いいですよ。図書館のどのあたりですか？
あっち側の棚の奥の扉の中です。
Door?
そこは図書館ではなく物置ですが。
そうです。まゆみそこ違うって友達に突っ込まれて慌てて出たんでした。
それでノートのことを忘れて飛び出しちゃったんだね。
器用どころじゃねえよ。
ごめんなさい。
Don't worry about it, we'll help you find it.
しょうがねえな。
We got out of the library before the fairy shows up again. I like how they just naturally assume, yeah, the fucking fairy is like drawn to her like moths to a flame. And I'm actually going to fucking stop the part for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I don't actually know if I'll record tomorrow because apparently we're going to my uncle to do some grilling because I don't actually remember why. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye bye.